Well, hey there, everyone, and welcome to the VIP Trade Room with Roger Scott and Matt Horton. Now, today is Tuesday, April 14th, and I hope you have your taxes done because they're due tomorrow. Anyway, my name is Raleigh White, and I'm coming to you live from a cloudy, rainy day here in Austin, Texas, and I'm going to be your moderator today. Now, in today's session, Roger's going to be covering a range of important topics, and he's going to begin by giving us his midday market analysis and his updated stock watch list for this afternoon. And then he's going to shift into a very, very popular topic. He's going to give us an introduction into debit spreads, why and when to use them. He gets asked this question all the time, and he likes to come in every now and then, periodically, share that information. And then, folks, we're going to do a pivot. We're excited to say that we've put together a roundtable of people, and the purpose today is going to be talk about the markets and the impact of the new pattern day trading rules that are scheduled to go into effect today. Now, if you've got any questions with Roger's presentation, please type them in the chat window and we'll address them periodically throughout the session so as to not interfere with Roger's presentation. And also remember, folks, that I've opened the chat room to everyone and we do have a few guidelines. Number one, always be kind and supportive in your posts. Number two, just keep to the topic. Number three, no political discussions allowed whatsoever. And number four, keep those side conversations to a minimum so that the rest of us can focus on the information and the knowledge that Roger is going to be sharing. Because after all, folks, he's here to give us an edge in the market and to help us all become much more confident and consistent in our trading activities. Now, if you were with us this morning at 8 o'clock Eastern Time for Roger's pre-market must-watch show, you'll note that there were several catalysts that we needed to be aware of. On the energy front, West Texas crude was down 3% at $96 a barrel as we came into the room this morning. On the international front, we noted that the Euro stocks were up 1%, Shanghai closed up 1%, and the Nikkei closed up 2%. So those international markets were giving us a nice tailwind coming into our open. With regard to the mags, we noted that Tesla and Microsoft were both up 1%. On the chip front, Micron was up 2% and Marvell was up 1%. On the technology front, Oracle was up a nice 4%. And then in the finance front, we have JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and BlackRock. They were all scheduled to release earnings before market opened. And then on the healthcare front, we noted that Johnson & Johnson would also be releasing their earnings before market opened. As far as the Fed was concerned, we only had one key report scheduled to come out, and that was the producer price index. And then we have five FOMC speakers on tap for today. They are all part of the Semaphore World Economic Conference that's going on in Washington, D.C., and the FOMC speakers, as well as many corporate leaders, are going to be speaking throughout the day. So for those of you that have a question, Raleigh, what's important about catalysts? Why do we talk about them? Well, from Roger's perspective, any information that's either known or will become known during today's trading session, but might not yet be priced into the market, well, that represents a volatility flashpoint. And so from that perspective, if there are any trades that we're looking at taking that might be impacted by these volatility flashpoints, well, it could give us pause for cause. Now, as far as Roger's pre-market stock watch list is concerned, you can see that he gave us 14 tickers. We had 3 to the short side, okay, and we had 11 to the long side. Now, folks, I need to explain, this is a watch list, okay? This is not the you must go out and invest in these stocks list, okay? What that means from Roger's perspective, when he looks at the market before the open, he identifies stocks that have the potential to mature into something that he might take. And if that happens, more than likely he'll take that trade and he'll post that in the trading pit or in another of his other alert services that he provides. Now, as far as his pre-open analysis is concerned, well, we did note that the futures markets were higher coming into the open on optimism over the Iran war peace initiative. So once again, the market's very sensitive to what's happening there. We did also see that the put to call ratio was back in balance, although slightly favoring the puts, but essentially back in balance. And the VIX was lower. And folks, it was sitting there at the 19 level. So it's been a while since we've seen it below 20, and it was sitting at 19 as we came into the session this morning. As far as the SPY and the QQQ were concerned, they were back up over their 100-day moving average, largely driven by the chips and technology stocks. So those are the hot sectors that were basically driving things higher. As far as the long-term trend is concerned, we noted that there were 55% of the S&P 500 companies were above their 200-day moving average, and on the Nasdaq 100, we noted that less than 49% of those stocks were above the 200-day moving average. So from that perspective, once again, we're sort of mixed. But on the short-term trend, momentum is very bullish. We see that 72% of the S&P 500 companies are above the 20-day moving average, and 65% of the Nasdaq 100 companies are above their 20-day moving average. So things definitely picking up short term. As far as his concerns and looking at the markets and his recommendation, he says, guys, let's be careful about the upside, okay? Let's not be too bullish. And he said, from his perspective, things have just moved too fast, moved too fast. From a technical standpoint, they're due to retrace a little bit. And he said, honestly, it wouldn't be bad. As a matter of fact, it could be healthy to see a little bit of consolidation. Let's form a base and then use that base for sustained market move up. Sage advice. I think we can all agree. So once again, we're delighted to have all of you here with us today, and Roger's put together a nice agenda. He's going to be focusing initially on giving us his midday market analysis and his updated stock watch list for this afternoon. Then he's going to give us an introduction to debit spreads and why and when to use them. And this is something that he is asked most frequently is, Roger, can you tell me more about debit spreads? Why I should consider them, how could they be helpful? And it should definitely be part of your trading portfolio. And he wants to talk about that a little bit this morning. And then, folks, we are going to be having several gurus come in together here to form a roundtable. And the purpose of that roundtable will be a discussion on the impact of the new pattern day trading rules that are coming into effect. To give you a short story there, for a long period of time, actually going back to 2008, a rule was put in place that if you were going to day trade on a margin account, you had to have at least $25,000 in that margin account. Well, this past year in 2025, FINRA, which is basically an oversight committee, basically made a recommendation to the SEC that that should be lowered from $25,000 to about $2,500. The SEC, as I understand it, has accepted that, and today is the day when it's becoming, formal that that's going to be put in place. But I'll let the experts basically share with you what happens next, what that means, and how we're going to, move forward with that. But we thought today would be a great time to bring these people together, not only to talk about that, but generally also to get their perspectives on what's happening on the markets and what they might see happening in the near and the longer term. So if you've got any questions during Roger's presentation, please type them in the chat window and we'll address them periodically throughout the session so as to not interfere with Roger's presentation. Also, folks, I just need to let you know that the chat is open to everyone. And remember that we do have some ground rules. Always be kind and supportive in your posts. Number 2, please keep to the topic. Number 3, no political discussions allowed whatsoever. And also keep those side conversations to a minimum, because all it does, folks, is it interferes with the rest of us that are looking to focus on the education and the information that Roger's sharing. Because after all, folks, he's here to give us an edge in the markets and to help us all become much more confident and consistent in our trading activities. And with that, folks, let's say hi to the team. Matt, hey, good to see you, buddy. Roger,
Hey,
good to see you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
happy Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday today.
I I know, Roger. I get it. I get it.
I
Things
was
run together like
I
that.
swear to you, if if you put a gun to my head this morning and you asked me what day of the week it is, I would be convinced that it was Wednesday. I don't know why. I don't know how, but Good day, everybody. Good day. I hope everybody's doing really, really well today.
You bet. And
Raleigh, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Roger. And I was just thinking about some of your closing comments from this morning's must watch session. And once again, you said, look, guys, it's not my job to throw a wet blanket on things, but honestly, things have moved up very, very fast.
Yes.
And as a technician, Roger, I know that sends off warning signals to you. And you're going,
Yes.
actually, a little retracement and consolidation, building a base, that might be a good thing for something that we can
Yes.
build on for prolonged growth. Anything happened since this morning, Roger?
To be
In the
on,
markets?
well, here's what's happening. The mags are taking off. Actually, the funny thing is, and I want to show you guys this. This is something interesting. You should take a look at this. It's one thing talking about it, but it's another thing showing it to you. Now, right here, what you're seeing, this is my sector scan. And
Okay.
I just put a pro trader dashboard. This is all pro trader dashboard. Okay. So you could see right here, if this is red, that means it's weaker compared to the overall market. If it's green, it means it's stronger than the overall market. So I want to show you something. Look at SMH. Have you seen green or red today? It's red. It's all red, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at RSP. It's red. Look at QQQ. It's red. And every time it tries to get positive, it goes down again. Look at the Dow. It's right here. You can see it. It's red.
It's red.
Look
Yep.
at IWM. It's red. Now look at the mags. Mags are up almost 3% today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I want to show you guys something.
And they've been laggards. They've been holding things back.
This is what the market looks like without the mags doing their thing today. That's what the market looks like, which is fantastic, but it's not up here. It's just down. It's still in this area right here. And my fear is that this broad market is going to give up and we're going to come back here and we're going to kind of bounce around here for a little bit. All right. Also, let me show you something else. That remember, this is not based on capital weighted. This is based on the number of stocks. This is the weighting you want to see. Look at the number of stocks making 1 month highs. We're at 700. I think that might be the highest level I've seen in 2 years.
Since I've been with you
Right. Oh
here
yeah,
for,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
No, no, it does. It hardly ever goes to 600. It hardly
yeah.
ever goes to 600. The downside, you can have a little more because there's more because fear is a stronger motivator than greed. When people get scared, they totally lose track of everything they're doing, but including some of their bodily functions. But on the well, it's happened before. But what's that saying? What was that saying? I heard something about wearing a diaper to the market. If you can't handle it, wear a diaper, something like that. But notice you got 700 stocks making 1 month highs. Now, let's take a closer look, just so you could see what I'm talking about. Let's organize them by strength. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at the type of moves that we're seeing. Do you see this? What I mean? You see what I'm saying, Raleigh?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no
Parabolic. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and look at this. That's my problem here. That's my problem. It's you've gone too far away from the 8-day EMA, too far away from the mean is the problem I'm having. And when that happens, we all painfully know what usually follows next. So I haven't changed my opinion at all, as a matter of fact. And no, I have not changed my opinion. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. The last 2 weeks, let me just go back here.
If
The
anything,
last,
it's been reinforced. Your opinion is being
yeah,
reinforced. Yeah.
right, right. Now, I did tell you that the market is doing a great job of assimilating this war, and it is. The problem is, okay, we're back. We're back. Look at where we're at on the SPY. I mean, all-time high is like right here.
Yep.
We're just a few points away. So my question is, where do we go from here? The market has assimilated. The VIX is now below 20. Okay, fine. We're back here, but We couldn't get above this, and nothing has changed. Fundamentals really haven't changed. If anything, they've got a little worse, and we still have more unforeseeability. I mean, VIX is below 20 now.
Yeah.
That's that. So the only thing that's left is this, is crude oil. If crude oil comes down to that base area, which is like around here, we're done. So the market's assimilated that. The question is, now what? Now what? Remember, the market's always forward looking. The market has to assimilate all this now. The market okay, the war, as far as the market, the war's, I mean, unless things start going backwards, and I know about it. I know just as much as anybody else. You know what I mean? Who the hell knows what's going to happen there? But the market's doing a really good job of assimilating it. It's just moving a little too much too fast. You could see it right here on technology. This is too much, too much, too much. Price doesn't naturally move that way. And one of the things the market always reminds us of, just when we get really ahead of ourselves, is that there's no free lunch on Wall Street. Okay, this is too much. We moved slowly here. We moved here. The war. Fine. The market's now telling us, as far as I'm concerned, the war is over. Now what? That's the next step, and we need a driver now. So there are things that could be coming better. For example, I'm just going to give you some hypotheticals here. Okay.
Okay.
Our president can come and continue saying and again, please don't start getting all this. This is political. I'm just giving you hypotheticals that would cause the market to go up. This is not what side of defense are you on. Okay. He could keep saying that things are getting better. He could be giving us more details, who he's negotiating with. We could be seeing confirmation from the Middle East. All these things would be helpful. But as far as the stock market, we've used up the war points. You understand? That's the problem. We've used up all our war points. We don't have any more war points to go. That's it. Okay. It told you it wouldn't take long, but we're done. So the question now comes, what's next? What's next? We still have software issues. We still have this whole AI thing coming up. Today's PPI number was fantastic. Today's PPI number showed us that the war is not having a major impact on producers' prices. And or what the Fed have been doing for the last year has been having a really positive impact on the prices. So the point I'm making is right now that we're kind of all in a wait and see mode. Now, let's say for example, we get more negative news. It's not going to have as much of a negative impact on the market. In other words, it's not going to drive us all the way back down here, because we're still not done, and this market wanted to go higher. This market wanted to discount this news more than anything. So what I would be watching right now is this. I would be watching for here. You can't even see what I'm looking at here. Okay, I would be looking at financials right now. Okay, financials are below the 200-day moving average. I would be looking at them very, very, very carefully right now. Very, very, very carefully right now. Okay. I would be looking at mags very, very carefully right now. And I would want to see if the mags can get back below, if they're going to break this 100 or they're going to come back down. That's the last moving average. Okay. And remember what I said. If mags start coming down before breaking above this area, I'm just going to repeat what I said last few days. They need to get here and stay here. If they don't, this is just a downtrend.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And also, by the way, this morning when I was talking, I wasn't talking about the market coming down I was talking about it basing, coming back here. As a matter of fact,
right
here are the images. And I love showing you these images because these images really show you exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it. Here. Right here. Right here. See that? And right here, where I actually drew a line. Right where I drew a line. So
Yeah.
so all I'm saying is that this is going to go here. This is a little too much right now. And you have a hell of a lot of resistance here. Look at to the left. You're entering a very resistant rich area. So what I'm talking about is not that unbelievable or that.
It's actually a fairly minor retracement, you know.
Yeah. And that's what I
Yeah.
was saying. The market needs to consolidate before figuring out what it does next. It would be really weird if it didn't. And
Hmm.
again, it could happen. The earnings could be just like, oh my God, we've never seen anything like this. You can have like three or four things happening at once, Raleigh, right? Like
Yeah.
Fed data coming out really good, a couple of mags coming out really good, President Trump saying something really good, uh, and oil dropping. That would be another big plus. But that
Hmm.
doesn't impact tech that's indirect impact. That's not a direct impact. So there's quite a lot of things. But at the same time, I want to show you guys something. This is very sheepish price action right here. This is not strong price action. This is strong price action right here. This is pretty strong price action. This is okay. This is really sheepish here. There's not much here right now. I would be very cautious. And again, look at here. I mean, look at this thing from 359 to 4, almost a 100-point move. It would be kind of odd if we just kept going straight up. It wouldn't make any sense. The markets just don't move that way unless there's like something really, really going like amazing going on, and I'm just not seeing that at all. As a matter of fact, last time I checked, we're still in war. So I would be very cautious going long right now. I would rather now. So let me just. I'm okay going long on stocks that are not overextended. Okay, I'm gonna show you several of them right now. Okay, I'm okay going long stocks that are not overextended. I'm okay going long stocks that are uh, not overextended and are related to going out, airlines, basically all the stuff that started dumping when the market started dumping because of the war. All that stuff, all the going out, the vacationing, the airline, the hotels. Those stocks would have some tailwind. But don't go for stocks that have already recovered all of the gains because we're entering earnings season, folks, and implied volatility is still very high. Raleigh, I don't have the chat open. I'm going out of my way not to open the chat.
Hmm.
Are people getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, they're all commenting on the same sort of things that you're saying, and they're just wondering also about what happens next. There
I,
were a couple of questions that did come up, Roger.
please.
And but this gets more into when you start talking about debit spreads. So people
Okay.
asking some
Yeah,
questions
I'll
about
talk
debit
about debit
spreads.
spreads in just. I'll talk about that I will talk about that in just a few minutes. Okay. By the way, everybody can see me, hear me. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Good. All right. All right. All right. So that's the deal. So my concern is please be very careful right now. Momentum levels are really overextended. A lot of stocks are parabolic right now. The markets are naturally not that way. Look at the rubber band. We were already outside of the rubber band. Look at this.
Hmm.
That's really overextended. That's really, really overextended. And again, don't start thinking I'm bearish. I just want us to calm back down a little bit and consolidate before going higher, which I think is not, I don't think I'm saying anything unreasonable. Okay. All right. So let me show you stocks that I'm looking at. Okay. CAG. All right. That is a very nice short. Okay. That's a very, very nice short. As a matter of fact, that's a high volume bar right here. It's a nice short. You have your channel, you have your breakdown, not too far away from the 8-day EMA. I think in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say, folks, is too many stocks are getting ahead of themselves. They're too far away from the 8-day EMA. And I've never seen a time that sustains itself ever for a very long time. It's not natural. And if I'm telling you it's not natural, then institutions know it's not natural. And if
Hmm.
institutions know they're not natural, they're not going to go buying. Right, Matt?
That's right.
GF GFL. Okay, now this is getting a little overextended. This is more of a day trading stock. But you have high volume, so that's okay. If you see a stock that's too far away from the 8-day, but you see yellow bars or white bars, that's okay. And you got good volume here too, by the way. Look, yellow, yellow, yellow. Notice no white candles. That's a nice day trading. Uh, that's a nice day trading stock. Okay. CRK, Comstock, energy stock. Notice something interesting. This is an energy stock. Did this stock rally with the rest of the energy stocks?
Not really.
Lower highs,
Yeah.
lower highs. Kind of overextended, but and look, yellow, a lot of yellow, a little white, but mostly yellow. That's good. It's pretty good day trading stock here. Okay, CRK. Philip Morris, cigarettes. People are not buying cigarettes again. Remember, they were buying cigarettes up here like there was no tomorrow. I guess they were getting ready for the war. Philip Morris is coming back down again, which is by the way a very bullish thing to see. Let me just pull up my chart here. Okay, just want to put this aside. I mean, it's a real strong market. It is. It's surprising. Let me see how volume is. See how on everything else. All right. Well, QQ. Well, here, I'll show you. Why not just show you? 38%, 40%, 37%, 41%. Mags 83%. Do you see where the
Yeah.
volume into do you,
Yeah.
you see my friends? Five stocks can make it seem like we're going up, but red, 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 and red.
Hmm.
Green. Up 3%, 2.97%. That's huge. That's huge. But nothing else is participating. Not saying it's a bad thing. It's just be careful here. Be careful. The market is distorting you right now. All right. So volume is low on everything except mags. Volume is low. Volume is not high. That's another major red flag. And again, look at all this area right here. Look to the left. There's a jungle up here. We have to get past this. So I wouldn't be surprised if we pulled one of these and came back to this area and consolidated here for a little while. Okay. I'm going to give you guys stocks that I'm looking at. So here's CAG. I like that one. I gave you the shorts. Let's not look at the longs. GE. I like the stock a lot. It just broke the 50-day moving average. It's a nice looking stock. Very nice looking stock. And it looks like it's recovering. Twist and shout. Biotech stock. Day trading, scalping stock, sniper stock right here. Not here. Still pretty good on a daily chart. And volume is pretty good. Twist and shout. Carvana. I like the stock if it closes above the 100-day moving average. If it closes above the 100-day moving average. Rostor. I love this stock right now. I absolutely love this stock. I'm actually looking to go long this stock. Matt, you got room anywhere?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Take a look.
you got your name on it. Yep. That looks really good. Taiwan Semiconductor. Very, very nice.
That's towers.
Excuse me, Tower, not Taiwan's Tower Semiconductor. Yeah, the other one doesn't have an E. Again, another one of those ticker symbols I mix up all the time. Except when I place the trade. That's the funny thing. I don't make a mistake when I place the trade. eBay, be careful. It's got some areas here, but I like this breakout. It's got earnings coming up too. VSAT. That's a nice look. It's a nice look. Very nice look for a swing trade. Notice I'm picking stocks that are not that overextended,
Hmm.
which was not easy to do. Seagon. Look at that. That's a nice looking stock. Matt, take a look at this one. I don't know if options are liquid. Probably not if I had to guess. Yep, they're not. It's a nice look though. Nice swing trading stock. I'm very proud of you guys. You did a great job yesterday when we were going through the day trades versus swing trades. Now, that's what I was talking about. Remember, hotels, resorts, these are going to start looking forward to looking good again because oil prices are going to start looking back to going down soon. So this is looking good. Let me just check something real quick. Dollar Tree. Nope, not yet. That's looking really, really nice. Hilton. COHR. Nice looking stock. And then this one I got from Rich Heed this morning. Orca. That's very nice. That's a very nice look. A lot of these are biotechs, though, so you got to be careful. What I like about this stock is it's got high volume candles coming up here all the way, which is really cool. I like that. Nice look, Richie. Very nice look. Very nice stock. Okay, so let me just show you something real quick here. Let me just show you what I'm dealing with here, okay? Look at 90-day highs. So there's 179 of them, which is pretty healthy. So look where the moving averages are and look where price is. Look. 200-day moving average right there. This one looks okay. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this, guys, from 120 to $218. It's too much. Too much. Look at Citibank from 105 to 130 in 10 days. It's too much. Too much. ARM looks good, actually. Look at this one. So you see the majority of these stocks, the width, the Bollinger width is way, way too high on them. Look at that, from 250 to 350. That's a lot. That's a big move, Raleigh. You
That's a
know?
huge move. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could see they're really, really overextended. Okay. So now let's talk debit spreads. And I know a lot of you folks are having an issue with this. And this is a really good time to learn debit spreads, and I'll tell you why. And we'll talk about this more at 1 o'clock with the $25,000 restriction going by the wayside. It's important to do debit spreads. Well, Roger, what do I need to do debit spreads? Well, debit spreads will just save you money. So if you have a small account and you want to trade frequently, instead of doing $2,000 per position, you could do $125 per position. I showed this to folks last week, like WDC. That's a very nice setup right now. It's a little overextended, but that is a very nice setup right now. Okay. So look, let's say we do an option. Let's say we go, let's just hypothetically say we go 10 days out. Okay. That's $2,500. Now, do most of you have $2,500 to buy one option with? Some of you do, some of you don't. Or let's say we want to go a swing trade. Well, yeah, go swing trade. You're going to look at this. You're going to say, okay, well, you want me to, Roger, you want me to pay $5,000 for an option? Get out of here. Don't have to do that. Don't have to do that. So you just go down here. You go to 370. Okay. You go down right here, or even right here, 375. See, this costs $30, and you see the next one is 28. You buy this one, you buy the 375, and you sell the 380. Okay? Now, if I buy this, $30 goes out of my account, and when I sell this, 28.63 comes into my account. These are not accurate, but just go with me on this, for example. Just go with me for now. The difference between this is about $1.50, $1.60. Okay? This is $5. The spread is $5. 375, 380, it's $5 difference. You can't spend more than 50% of this on this. This is $1.50 according to me, or $1.60. This is $5. That's a 3-to-1 or a 2.5-to-1. You understand what I just did? And so what I just did was I made this spread at $150. I took your $5,000 spread and I turned it into a $160 spread. And everybody can do this. All right, let's do another example. Shall we, Raleigh?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Micron. Real nice looking stock. Real nice looking stock. Real nice looking. So let's just, again, I'm not trying to show you what option to buy on Micron right now. I'm trying to show you how to trade this methodology, okay? So let's just say I tell you it's a swing trade. We go 45 days out. I always tell you to buy a 70 delta. You listen to what I say. You buy a 70 delta, 69 delta. There you go. It's $5,500. Do you want to spend $5,500 on an option? You probably don't. How about spending a fraction of that? So let's move down 0.50 right here. Or let's just do this right here. Let's just do this. 50 right here, 0.50. 30. So you spend $3,800 and then you take in $3,600. What's the difference between this? It's exactly $2 right now. Look at that. Okay. Are you paying too much? Let's find out. What's the spread here? It's $5. What's $5 divided into 2? 50% of it. It's $2.50. I told you this is. I'm telling you that this is costing us. $2. $2 is less than $2.50. Mazel tov. You have liftoff. So you see how I used the delta and the spread to tell me what option spread to buy and whether it's overpriced or not. I did not impose my will on the formula. All I did was I went, what do I tell you? Go 4 to 6 weeks out. Well, here I am, went 4 to 6 weeks out. I went to 0.50. I went across. I came to the 460. It found me. I buy the 460 at $38.12. I sell the 465 at $36.12.
Yep.
This is
Roger,
$2.
yeah.
Yes.
So Roger, one of the questions that came up here, David asked the question: Is there, how does assignment works? Is there a risk of assignment here, or does the debit protect us from assignment in any particular way?
Well, remember something. Okay. Here I got a question for David. David, am I buying so here. Is 435 in the money? Where's Micron right now? I'm going to ask David. Let David answer this question for us. Okay. David, can I get assigned if an option is out of the money? Okay. Maybe somebody can help David.
No,
okay?
David says no.
Okay, you got one right. Okay. And then let's say I did get assigned. Am I not long the more expensive option? Can't I always exercise it whenever I want to? And 3, do you think I'm going to hold this option this option if the price goes up 15 points? No. Remember, I could liquidate at any time. Basically, my risk of assignment is 0. I've never been exercised on a debit spread in my life. Not once. Ever. Okay?
All right. So Roger, real quickly, I'm tagging out and David Mound is going to be tagging in for the rest of the session. Once again, great being with you here, my friend. And I'm going to step aside. David's going to jump in and we'll rock and roll.
All right. Thank you, sir. And I appreciate you being here today.
Hello, everyone.
So David, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Been listening.
Want to talk a little bit about debit spreads?
I love debit spreads.
All right. So you see, you can't have early assignment, David, on an option that's out of the money. Why? Well, because somebody who sold an out of the money option, why don't they just go to the supermarket and buy the stock and save themselves the headache? Why would they want to exercise something that they could just sell in the free marketplace? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, why pay $10 when you can buy it in the market for $8?
For $8 or $7. Yeah. So there's nobody will exercise an option that's out of the money. And you happen to own the king, and you're selling somebody the inferior king. So they always want the king more. It's like you're selling cards. You're selling the cheap cards, and you're keeping the good cards. So if somebody takes the cheap card from you, you've always got the king in your hand. Okay? You guys understand that? Want to make sure. Let me give you another example, okay? Let me give you another example. So how about we use eBay? Let's do eBay. All right, eBay, very nice. Stock is breaking out. So here, let's say I tell you that I like swing trade for a short-term trade. Well, what do I always tell you my short-term trades are like 4 to 8 days. Okay, well, here, there's nothing for 4, there's nothing for 8, so let's just go 10 days out. So I tell you to buy eBay because I like it as a scalp. So you come here right away and you look at the 0.70 delta, 10 days out, it's only $3.25. It's not that bad. But you're cheap. You don't like to spend. You're cheap. Okay? So what you do, you go to the closest option to 0.50, which is the 101, right? And you sell the 102. Now, what's the spread here? David, what's the spread here?
$1.
Exactly. And what's half of $1?
50 cents.
That's the most I could spend on my spread. Now let's see how much the market says. 217, $2. That's only 17 cents. That's a lot less than 50 cents, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mazel tov. We have liftoff.
Mazel.
We're good. We're good to go. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. You see, number one, you don't have to decide what strike price. You don't have to decide what expiration date. And you don't have to decide how much you're paying. My formula does all that for you. And I give it for free. I don't even charge you for it. If you're day trading 4 to 8 days out, you start with a delta of 0.50 and you take in less than you make sure the spread costs you less than 50% of the difference between the spreads. That's it. And if you're going swing, if we're swinging it, if we become swingers all of a sudden, then we look for a here we go. This is a little too far.
If I become a swinger, you're the first one I'm calling, Roger.
There you go. Oh God. So let's just go a little further out because I don't have my deltas here, but right here, 72 days out, right? $99.77. Okay. All right. And here we got what's the closest one to 50? 0.56. Okay. So this is $7 and this is $4. What's the spread here, David?
I wasn't looking, but 7 to 10, is that what we said?
10 to 5.
10 to 5.
100 to 105.
$5.
100 to 105. And what's half of that?
It's $2.50.
And that's the most we could spend on this spread. Now, let's see how much the spread costs. Well, I could see right now, just by looking at the arithmetic here, it's like $2 and it's like $1.90. It's $1.90, or I'm just eyeballing it. It's $1.90 or whatever it is, cheaper than $2.50. Yes,
it is.
We have lift. It's actually it's like $1.90. Yes, like about $1.90 something, whatever. We're good to go. So instead of spending $700, you just spend $2 and $1.90. You see how easy that is? It's not difficult. It's not difficult.
A lot easier than credit spreads.
Yeah, it's easier than credit spreads. And here's the cool thing. A lot of your brokerage platforms, they have tools where you could put the most you're willing to pay, and they'll keep updating the bid as you're getting closer to the midterm. I've seen that, which is really, really cool. So this is a very, very great way to trade spreads. Does anybody have a question about debit spreads? You want me to show you an example to the downside, maybe? Let me know.
We're actually kind of running over on time here a little bit because we.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We wanted to give you a little bit of break before the roundtable. So,
well, thank you. I'll take it.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a quick break here, and then we will be back at the top of the hour or just shortly before to see Roger along with Kane and Chris and Nathan and Emily to talk about the pattern day trading rule changes.
Perfect. I'll be back.
I'll be back. All right, guys. Let me get the screen share going for that.
I'm gonna write out these rules in the chat channel for you guys right now, so you guys can just have them for yourself, so you can copy them. Okay.
Awesome.
Got my first real six string, bought it at the five and dime. Played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Jody got married. Should've known we'd never get far. Oh, when I look back now, the summer seemed to last forever. And if I had the choice, yeah, I'd always wanna be there. Those were the best days of my life. Ain't no use in complaining when you got a job to do. Spend my evenings down at the drive-in, and that's when I met you, yeah. Standing on your mama's porch, you told me that you'd wait forever. Oh, when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life. Oh yeah, back in the summer of '69. Oh, man, we were killing time. We were young and restless. We needed to unwind. I guess nothing can last forever, forever, no. Yeah. And now the times are changing. Look at everything that's come and gone. Sometimes when I play that old six string, think about you wonder what went wrong. Standing on your mama's porch, you told me that it lasts forever. Oh, when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life. Oh yeah, back in the summer of '69. It was the summer of '69. Oh yeah, me and my baby at '69. Well, I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed that I set my sights on Monday and I got myself undressed. I ain't ready for the altar, but I do agree there's times when a woman sure can be a friend of mine. Well, I keep on thinking about you, sister golden hair surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I've been one poor correspondent, and I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Just as I thought it was going alright, I found out I'm wrong and I thought I was right. It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. I could say day and you'd say night. Tell me it's black when I know that it's white. Always the same, it's just a shame, and that's all. I could leave but I won't go, though my heart might tell me so. I can't feel a thing from my head down to my toes. But why does it always seem to be me looking at you and you looking at me? It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. Turning me on, turning me off, making me feel like I want too much. Living with you's just a putting me through it all of the time. Running around, staying out all night, taking it all straight or taking one bite. Living with you's just a putting me through it all of the time. I could leave, but I won't go. Well, it'd be easier, I know. I can't feel a thing from my head down to my toes. But why does it always seem to be me looking at you, you looking at me? It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. Truth is, I love you more than I wanted to. There's no point in trying to pretend. There's been no one who makes me feel like you do. Say we'll be together to the end. But I could leave, but I won't go. It'd be easier, I know. I can't feel a thing from my head down to my toes. So why does it always seem to be me looking at you, you looking at me? It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. But I love you more than I wanted to. There's no point in trying to pretend. There's been no one who makes me feel like you do. Say we'll be together to the end. But just as I thought it was going alright, I found out I'm wrong and I thought it was right. It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. Well, I could say day and you say night. Tell me it's black when I know that it's white. It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. That's all. In the middle of the night, I must be looking for something, something sacred I lost. But the river is wide, and it's too hard to cross. Even though I know the river is wide, I walk down every evening and stand on the shore. I try to cross to the opposite side so I can finally find what I've been looking for. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep through the valley of fear to a river so deep. I'm in searching for something taken out of my soul, something I'd never lose, something somebody stole. I don't know why I go walking at night, but now I'm tired and I don't want to walk anymore. Hope it doesn't take the rest of my life until I find what it is I've been looking for. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep through the jungle of doubt to the river so deep. I know I'm searching for something, something so undefined that it can only be seen by the eyes of the blind. In the middle of the night. I've never been a spiritual man. Baptized by fire, I wade into the river that is running to the promised land. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep through the desert of the truth to the river so deep. We all end in the ocean, we all start in the streams. We're all carried along by the river of dreams. In the middle of the night, in the middle of it, I go walking 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 in the middle of it. Oh, in the middle of it, I go walking in the was a victim of circumstance. I still belong. Don't get me wrong. You can speak your mind, but not on my time. They will tell you you can't sleep alone in a strange place. Then they'll tell you you can't sleep with somebody else. Ah, but sooner or later you sleep in your own space. Either way, it's okay, you wake up with yourself. I don't need you to worry for me, 'cause I'm alright. I don't want you to tell me it's time to come home. I don't care what you say anymore, this is my life.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to this very special webinar event we have here. We are going to get started in just a couple of minutes with our special April 14th, 2026 roundtable. We are here live with Emily Turner and our crew of trading pros. Hey, Emily, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am awesome. Well, I know we have hundreds of people looking forward to this webinar. Thank you so much for putting it on and wrangling these guys together, because this pattern day trading rule thing has been a thorn in people's sides for years. And just the thought that it might be changing is worth celebrating.
I know it's a potential big day.
It really, really is. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you and all of our pros that are joining us: Nate Tucci, Roger Scott, Chris Pulver, Kane Shea. They're all going to be here momentarily. So, folks, this is your last chance to, hit the restroom, grab a beverage, something like that, because you're not going to want to miss any of what we're about to see. And of course, we have Roger Scott back with us. Hey, Raj.
Hello. Good to see you.
Hello.
I was just going to stay the whole half hour and answer questions, but you gave me a break, so that's
We're going to be, I have a feeling we're going to be talking for a few minutes here, because this is one of those things that people are pretty passionate about. I know Chris, this is a particular thorn in Chris's side that he's been looking at for quite some time. This is one of Chris's pet peeves, so to speak, but I think a lot of people are on the same board with you there, Chris. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing well. I just think that we've been waiting a long time for this. It was really supposed to be a rubber stamp approval by the beginning of the year, but I think that old government shutdown last fall kind of delayed things. So it's still not universal for brokers right now, but if you check with your broker, a lot of them implemented it as of today. I know Tasty is one broker in particular that it should just automatically lower that margin requirement. A lot of the brokers are essentially just using risk management, like risk monitoring or risk management positions, and no longer requiring the 25K margin rule. So we'll talk a little bit more about that today. But it's been a thorn in my side because I have a lot of traders that join me every single day, Monday through Friday. And the unfortunate thing is sometimes it's happened on rare occasion, but a trader gets that fourth trade in, they get flagged. I think the first warning might be a 7-day slap on the wrist, and then the next one's like a 30 to 60 to 90-day slap on the wrist. And that is where it becomes no fun. Like that's essentially handcuffing you to prevent you from trading. It's like, I think it's been a silly rule for a long time. So it's hopefully a big win for the retail community, and people just focus on the process and keep trading.
Absolutely. Well, the whole gang's here now, so I'm going to hand this off to you, Emily, and fade away into the background. Thanks so much.
Yeah, well, welcome, guys. My name is Emily Turner. For those of you who don't know me, I've done a few of these roundtables before. I'm glad to be back. They keep asking me back, so I guess I must be doing an all right job. And for everybody who's joining us, I'm going to try and keep track of the comments so you can throw them in there if we've got time. We will hit them. I'll also throw in the link to our YouTube channel, Unfiltered Finance, where we do all things deep dives. We talk to all of your favorite experts, including the ones that are here today. But I want to just start with the background. And I know most of you know this, but for those of you who don't, let's kind of catch everybody up. The question, and you can hit the raise your hand button because I'm just curious to see out of the group that we've got, how many of you guys have ever been told, oh, you can't place this trade, you've hit your max, or your account isn't big enough. Go ahead and raise your hands on the comments. I'm curious to see. Yep. Mike Perry, Deborah, Kenneth. I mean, I have a feeling that's why you guys are all here, right? Is that we want to talk about it because so many of you are frustrated. I mean, if you've been trading for any length of time, you've probably bumped into it. It's been there for more than 20 years, and it keeps everyday traders, or many of them anyway, on the sidelines because it's simple but brutal. If your account is under $25,000, then you're legally restricted from making more than 3 trades in a 5-day period. So it's $25,000 just to have full access to the market, which a lot of people, most of the people in here, feel like is absolutely unfair. And so for 10 decades, if you didn't have that, well, that's just been the law. But that is about to change, as you heard Chris talk about it, and we can get into the nitty gritty about it in a little bit. But in September, FINRA's Board of Governors voted to overhaul the PDT rule entirely. They proposed to eliminate the $25,000 minimum and then replace it with the new intraday margin system. The specifics of that have not been hammered out. In fact, right before we were live, I was looking through the public records documents because my background's in investigative, and there's in a comment period, and the SEC's legal department just replied with a comment of what they want to do. I haven't had a chance to parse through that, but if you want to check out the channel and leave a comment there, I'll keep you guys updated on what that happens. So at this point, there is no set change yet, but we know changes are coming. And so we're here to break down how all of this is going to go down. And when this happens, are you going to be ready for it? And so we have our experts who know all about the ins and outs of day trading, or trading in general, who can break all of this down. I'm going to give you a rundown of what we're going to do. By the time we're done, you're going to have a really clear picture on what the proposed change actually means, what it doesn't, how to start thinking about your strategy now before, well, as some of this is starting to get implemented, or as they're making changes, what do you need to know so that you're prepared and you can really jump on it maybe before anybody else? And some of the more specific methods that these traders specifically are going to use with a smaller account. So we're not going to fluff it or hype it. We're just going to get 4 real traders giving their honest opinion so that you guys are prepared for it. So let's go ahead and get into it. We've got Chris, Kane, Nate, and Roger, and we're going to hit everybody. So let's start with Roger because we know that you are busy day trading. For anybody who's been trading under $25,000, practically, what does this change mean for them?
Oh, it changes everything. This changes everything. This will make those headaches go away. You're not going to have to open up multiple cash accounts. You're not going to have to wait for your cash account trades to settle. You'll be able to finally scalp and do those sniper trades in the pit program that have been making money hand over fist. It's a real big change for people, Emily, for my folks, because I have probably, I would say maybe 60 to 70% of our clients want to trade these stocks and these trades, and they can't do it. So this is going to be a whole lot of freedom for a lot of people and giving people opportunity to get in at a very, very low cost. And then when they combine this with the way we do debit spreads to save them even more money because they have a small account, you'll be able to trade multiple times a day, follow our programs, even with a $2,000 account. And I'm loving that. You don't know how difficult and how much Matt and I have had to overcome on our end to fit within this program. Because in essence, we have to have our trades fit with these federal requirements. And that's just not how we trade. We want to be able to trade whenever we want, whenever we want to be able to trade what we want, and we want to be able to trade it how we want. And these restrictions are just a pain in the butt. People have had to trade futures. People have had to trade E-minis, which is fine, but it's just nice to be able to trade the actual stock you want to trade and not have this rule. And not only that, what really gets me is it's almost like if you do it, you get put in jail for like a period of time where you can't do it. I mean, it's really, it's just laughable. It's just laughable. So I don't really believe that. I believe this is going to be a whole new chapter for people, and it's going to give them an opportunity to trade without having to worry about like, okay, I got one more. Where should I put my? What if I run out of before the best trade comes? Or I've had emails, Roger, how many more trades are you going to have today? I only have X amount of limits. Yeah, it's like Joe just says, I'm in jail with my broker right now. I mean, that's no way to make people feel who want to trade. And there's a lot of opportunities right now in the short term. So people are going to be able to catch a bunch of opportunities. Folks are going to be able to not have overnight risk if they don't want it, which is fantastic. And they'll have the freedom to be able to do what they want to do when they want to do it instead of when they have to do it because their broker says so, which I think is completely asinine. So I think this rule is fantastic. And I think it's like the best thing since sliced bread for me, for Matt. We have a lot of day trading stuff and we love to do it and people love it.
Yeah. Well, and Alan, I saw you post in here, your account is greater than 25K. So is it this for you? Absolutely. Because the tips that everybody's going to give today are going to be applicable to anybody who wants to day trade. And Roger, I have a quick question for you. Does this change once this goes into effect and everybody can keep track? Does this change the way you're going to trade on your show so that because everyone will have access?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Like Omar just said, that would have helped me a lot in the beginning. Yeah. And see, that's the other problem. A lot of folks, that's the other big thing. A lot of folks start with $2,500. They learn what they need to do and they can grow their account like this, but they can't because of that $25,000. So they're stuck and it's just a very slow grind to get there. And also think about this for a second. You want to try doing something. You've never done it before. Why on earth would you want to start with $25,000? That makes absolutely no sense. If I'm going to lose my account, I would rather lose $500 or $1,000 than $25,000. So, or have to take a loss just because I don't want my account to get below $25,000. That's trading your equity. That's something I really tell people never to do.
Yeah. And Nate, for you, I mean, this obviously is still a proposal where it's making its way through the SEC, where they're going back and forth on the rules. But if this gets approved and there's changes, brokerages are not all going to move at the same speed. And I know how you feel about this generally. What is your read on this timeline? And when do you think trades realistically could feel the change, or when traders rather could feel the change themselves?
Yeah, so definitely it won't move all at the same pace. I think that's important to note. You would expect when the government and regulations are involved that things would go really smoothly and efficiently as they always do when the government is involved. But for some reason, we're not expecting that in this case. I don't know what is going on there, but there are a couple layers here. You have the FINRA clock, then you have an additional clock for kind of the legalese that goes around it. And then you have the grace period for the brokers themselves. And there's a couple things to note here. We don't know exactly how this is going to roll out, but a couple things that are worth noting. Very likely, the more technological brokers and those that are catered to small accounts will move significantly more quickly on this than the others. One of the things that you have is like Robinhood and Webull and some of the others, they have like they call trade blocking. Basically, like in real time, the technology says like, no, you're out. You can't take this trade because you're a day trader, and they literally won't let you enter the trade. Versus like Fidelity and E-Trade, the old school brokers will typically have the end of day accounting. And so they're the ones who will typically just send you a letter in the mail that says like, hey, you're a villain. We hate you. You can't trade with us anymore. And, for them, I'm assuming their back offices and systems will take much longer to get up to date than your Weebulls and your Robinhoods, who are more technologically sound, can just kind of update their rules in real time. And so really, we could be looking at 12 months or 18 months before like everyone is in accordance. But my expectation would be that the early adopters will be really right at the end of this clock here, 60 to 45 days. So figure 100 days away from right now. Hopefully, those guys who really want to get that small account business will be ready to go. And I would guess that Robinhood and others will be doing a lot of marketing and commercials around that very fact. Hey, we're ready for you guys. You can day trade with us. It's all set up. It's good to go. The old school guys who, want to hold your money for 10 years, they're going to be months and years away. And so that's what I would expect to see. And the best way to handle it, in my opinion, is just to be very active with your broker. Just, sending those emails, of which I'm sure they will get thousands, but don't be afraid to add your voice in the mix that says like, hey, I'm ready to close my account unless you can give me a hard date on when I'm going to be able to take advantage of this role. So that's how I would approach it. Look at what the communication is directly from those brokers, and then also make sure that you are, communicating with them directly yourself.
Yeah, and so we're setting the expectations when it comes to the date. The reason we've held it, or we chose today, is this is the deadline for the SEC to have made a decision, or to make a decision. What that decision is yet hasn't been announced, because I've been watching it as you were talking, Nate. But at some point, they will make the decision today. That will be announced, but it will take, like you said, weeks to implement, and companies will then have to kind of do it from there at their own timeline, as we have seen.
Yep.
All right, let me get back into my document here. Okay, so next, let's go to Kane. All right, so Kane, if this proposal gets approved and somebody can legally day trade now without that $25,000 minimum, does that fundamentally change how you approach building a strategy? Because it's a completely different ballgame. Or is it just the same and now more accessible?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I like the way that you asked it, because the game hasn't really changed, meaning that the market's still the same. Nothing fundamentally changed inside the market. Edges are still edges, but the edges that you choose and the way that you choose to approach them and the ones that you want to adapt into your account start to change significantly. So if you are a small account under the 25,000 and suddenly you have access to day trading, then you have a lot of tools and a lot more strategies that are advantageous to you that were just only reserved for larger accounts. So one of the most important things, Roger touched on it already, is that now you don't have to take overnight risk. So that keeps you out of the markets in really volatile times like we've had very recently. A lot of the edges get destroyed by volatility, but they are preserved within the day time frame or intraday time frame. So you get to hang on to the edges that, or you'll have access to the edges that you didn't have before. And so what you really want to be focusing on in terms of your strategy now is efficiency of capital. So what you get access to is the use of the same dollar over and over again, potentially during the same day. So instead of having it locked up over a few days or a few weeks or a few months, then you get to be in and out of the trade and use that same dollar for another trade, potentially 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a day as your strategy allows. And that just means that you get to the opportunity to grow your account that much faster. That's one of the big, huge differences between a large account and a small account is, one, you get that efficiency of capital, but the other one that you don't get helped too much by this change in rule is the sizing of your trades. You got a lot more flexibility in the sizing of your trades. So you still need to be watchful of that for day trading if you have a small account, but at least you get that efficiency of capital and the chance to grow your account a lot more quickly.
Yeah, I mean, especially in a world like today where you go to bed and then one tweet can send everything haywire.
Right.
All right. So, Chris, before we get into some of the specific methods, what does a good setup look like to you, and what has to be true before you even consider pulling the trigger on a trade?
Well, I think with a lot of us here trade options, we're pretty options heavy. I certainly am. I think that, what's nice about options is before you ever place a trade, you have the probability of profit, you have the expected moves, you have the likely highs and lows for the day or whatever duration you're looking at. So, we're talking a lot of this short-term stuff and pattern day trading. Just to clarify too, I mean, none of this applies to cash accounts. If you have a cash account, you have enough to take a trade. I mean, there are trades that we can put in for like a simple, debit spread for the day on the SPY or the QQQ. I mean, you can take those trades for less than $50, right? So, I mean, if there's the settlement for a lot of these brokers is T+1, which means if you take a trade today, it settles the next day. If you have enough cash, you can continue to trade. The only caveat for a trade like that with a cash account is a lot of traders that I hear from that have cash accounts are sitting at Fidelity with restrictions on my broker won't let me do this. My option permission is only level 1, blah, 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 blah. So at the end of the day, we want to make sure that what you do have permission-wise is whatever permissions you want to trade. Trading, my style or Kane style or doing a little bit more of the complex stuff with like a 3 or 4 leg trade, for example, we want to have the exact breakdown of what the trade's going to be from start to finish. And I just want to have enough, cash to cover that trade. So that way it's defined risk. But what a good trade looks like to me, it comes in all shapes and sizes. I mean, like just in the last 15 days, I would say that, I was raising cash, deleveraging, taking some of the risk off the table with some of the volatility drag I've seen in my portfolio, to now I'm ready to deploy some of that cash and capital again. And I'm looking at shorter durations. Like I've got trades out, 30 days and 60 days. I got trades out to 0 DTE in 1 week. So what a good trade looks like for me is if I look at the timeline, what's the probability of profit? Right now, I think this market has come back reflexively very hard. I mean, we're only a couple percent away from all-time highs. Actually, even closer, because our all-time high was around 7,000 on the S&P. We're at 69.50 right now, 69.60. So I just tend to focus on an option chain. I mean, what's kind of nice is if you really get into the weeds of options, you don't have to look at charts very much. You can trade an option chain, you can trade the deltas, you can trade the probabilities, and know within kind of reason, like this is going to be a pretty good setup. And most importantly is just take defined risk. I think all of us would agree for the most part in 2026, with a lot of uncertainty, that it's a trader's market. We have a lot of strategies that are doing well. Even with the drawdown that we just saw, where that, just shy of 10% drawdown for peak to trough, we did well. I mean, I've been just grinding through this. I'm sure we all have. And if traders are making money in 2026, it's not because you just sat and held it, right? I mean, we're essentially back to flat for the year. So if you're trading this market with the ups and downs and trading good strategies and good mechanics and good probabilities, you're finding ways to make some money. So I know that's a very broad way of putting it, but if you look at an options graph or an options chain, you can see there's where I'm right, there's where I'm wrong, what's my risk, what's my reward, and just keep trading. I think that the one thing I haven't done this year is commit or overcommit to anything. It's been, I think my biggest long-term outlook is be long gold and silver. Other than that, it's trading things out of the money and as safely as I can day to day and week to week. And I'll just keep doing that until I think there's a safer path forward. But it's, I'm kind of cautiously bullish right now versus cautiously cautious. And we'll see how this kind of price action continues to play out.
Yeah. And just because I know it's going in the chat quite a bit, I just wanted to reiterate that currently it's 4 day trades and 5 business days that's looking to be scrapped in favor of applying what's called standard rule 4210, maintenance margin to intraday exposure. So how that comes out in the wash has yet to be announced, but again, today is the deadline for that. So let's move on to our lightning round, because I know you guys are super interested in hearing everything specific to this potential change, right? So this is where everybody can kind of get that. I want to go around each of you and have you share your number 1 weighted day trade, specifically with a smaller account in mind, rather than say the $25,000 one, because that's what's set to change. So assuming that the rule goes through anyway, just the core of it here, what is the approach and why does it work for you? So let's start with you, Roger.
Well, my favorite way, and we already did 3 or 4 trades today in the pit. It's called sniper trades. They're very effective. They're very profitable. Our win rate is about 85-90% on those. And we look to take advantage of out-of-the-money options for fast gains of about 5. We're in a trade for about 5 to 25 minutes usually. And we look for very strong institutional momentum to come in. And we have identified specific qualities in my software that can identify that for you in real time and allow you to do that. And the only reason why folks haven't been able to do it is because of this stupid rule that's going to be changed. So people are just doing this right now and then are loving it. We introduced the scalps to the pit program, my existing program, about 3 months ago. And let's just put it this way. To say that they've become popular would be an understatement. I sometimes will get 20, 30 emails a day telling me, people like today we got about 10 that we'll show folks. But the scalps have been working out amazingly well. We hold positions very short time. And what's good about this, usually I go deep in the money on my options, or in the money. In this case, I go out of the money. So I'm actually showing people how they can use cheap options and use the power of implied volatility, and how options can change price very quickly when institutions start piling in. And that's pretty much what we're looking for. We're looking for institutions to start piling into a stock, and we try to identify it as soon as it starts happening and taking advantage of it. So folks have been really happy with them.
That's good to hear. I'm sure everybody here is
Yes.
excited about that, especially with everything that's set to potentially change. Nate, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, honestly, the whole day trading, and I'll cover this a little more detail on my next answer. But the whole day trading capability, what it really opens up for me is more of a management capability, because I'm not really much of a day trader in terms of entry and exit. But the idea that when I open up a trade and it goes parabolically in my favor, and then I would have to sit there and be like, oh, well, I guess I can't really manage this trade now because it would cost me a day trade, is the most frustrating thing. I often talk about time versus ROI management, meaning if I open a trade that's targeting 50% ROI for the week and it goes up a lot during the day, and now it's up 40% in one day, well, you should close that trade because you're massively ahead of the ROI versus time curve that you originally built the trade to target. But if you're sitting there under 25K, now all of a sudden you have to think twice about managing what otherwise would be an easy decision. So to me, that's actually where it would apply more for like the way that I trade in my services. And I actually do have to say, embarrassingly enough, my active account that I started this year, I usually refresh an active account, move my gains over to my main portfolio. I started at 35K and actually did get it below 25K at last month. So just to mention, I had to sit there thinking, oh, do I want to throw a couple grand in here to not have to worry about this, which is what I did? Or do I want to have to worry about getting emails from Schwab about how I accidentally, in my aggressive account, sucked it below 25K, and now have to rethink every single trade I make? It's very annoying. And for me, it's more of a management annoyance than it is an actual strategy thing to overcome.
Yeah, but that's an important and interesting perspective where it's not necessarily being utilized as an aggressive strategy. It's more of a way to capitalize on the strategy you've already got.
Yep.
All right. And how about you, Kane?
Oh, you're muted, Kane.
Well,
Sorry about that. Thank you.
Oh, there we go. All right.
No, you can, whatever you were going to say, go ahead.
Oh, no, go for it.
Okay. Someone notified me that my microphone was malfunctioning earlier, so hopefully this sounds good to you guys.
We got you.
Yeah. For me, the keys to trading a small account, and especially day trading a small account, are that you need tight capital deployment, which means that you can get in at small dollar amounts, which Roger was talking about, being able to deploy cheap options. And you really do want risk-defined trades. And as long as you're long options, you are risk-defined, but spreads really give you the ability to tighten that up and really manage your reward risk ratios and your win rates. So I'm definitely looking at spreads, and that's not something that you could do in day trading before, unless you're only, because if you're doing cash account only, then you didn't have spreads available to you. So for me, I'm looking at high reward risk or high consistency, hopefully both, but really key to a small account is that high reward risk. And that way I can just deploy a small amount of capital, get asymmetric gains, or when I lose, then I only lose a very small amount in my account, which is very difficult before. And I'm focused mostly on 0DT butterflies if I'm day trading now, because you get that really great reward risk ratio. And when you win, it just completely wipes out many small losses. So 0DT butterflies, pinning at specific levels. I've got a strategy that I'll be releasing because of this change in this pattern day trading rule, where we've been able to pin within 0.1% of where S&P is going to be at different points in the day. And when we're wrong, we're only wrong by about 0.3%. So it's been really good, and that's what I'll be focusing on.
No, cool. Well, I look forward to that. Chris, how about you?
Similar. One of my services is very similar to that with Kane. 0DT, 1DT butterfly spreads. Typically, the setup is 5-to-1 or 10-to-1. I love that setup, especially when most people manage risk pretty poorly. Most people take much more significant losses than they do gains. And so always controlling the risk side, especially when you have a small account, trying to grow that small account, again, nobody wants to lose. But the reality is if you win, 50% of your trades, 60% of your trades, even directionally, what's nice is a butterfly spread look. You can actually have a wider profit trap as the day unfolds in a 0-day environment. So long story short is that's a great way to build the account small because risk is always under control. And so your wins can pretty easily flow to like 50% return on risk, 100% return on risk. I certainly love the, triple digit winners where it's greater reward than risk. And at the same time, I trade a lot of market efficiencies. I do a lot of zero DT trading with the indexes. That's where I think a lot of the efficiencies lie. So my daily profit play service, we look at the markets, we look at the expected move. The one thing I talked about last week on Build a Trade with Nate and Kane is how crazy this volatility crush has been. We had a 31 VIX like a week ago. Now it's at 18 and change, and the premiums are absolute garbage right now. Like if you're trying to sell out of the money, you're getting terrible premium right now, and it is frustrating because you're trying to follow what's been working extremely well for the last 2-3 months with high volatility between 20 and 30, and we're still at 18. That's still an elevated VIX for historical context. But it's just a little bit harder where the premium now is like, it's almost better to be long on options and taking that like defined risk debit spread because this market is clearly just on an aggressive comeback, putting the Iran conflict in the back burner. And it's now like, okay, focus on earnings. This is a resolution. The Strait of Hormuz will open up and there's going to be a win-win, blah, blah, blah. So the market clearly is the overall winner. And I think that the tape right now is telling us that it's liking long more than anything else. I think the best trade for me is manage risk, take a lot of swings, and do it defined risk style where it's small risk and steady reward and just keep trading. I think the one thing you have to do is you can't let a loss set you back. You can't let a loss discourage you from a strategy. I take trades all the time that still have higher risk than reward, but I still trade. I take trades that are higher reward than risk. I still trade. It's just a base hit for me. And I'm just going to take thousands and thousands of trades, and it adds up pretty nicely.
One of the words I kept hearing a lot there was risk. And one of the biggest criticisms when it comes to changing this is, oh, the rules are there for those who need them. This could wipe out people's accounts. They could go crazy. Like in a smaller account, more freedom to trade, but also more rope to hang yourself with. So what do you feel like the biggest mistake that you see newer traders or smaller traders do? And then how do you avoid blowing up your account?
Well, it's very easy to, if you're giving, carte blanche to trade, it's very easy to over leverage yourself and get over your skis and take 10 trades a day when you have no business doing that. So at the very beginning, let's make sure that we know what our plan is. Anytime I place a trade, you should know where is your line in the sand, where you need to be right, where is price at for you to be wrong, what's your risk, what's your reward. That's every trade you take. So if you want to take multiple trades a day, that's fine, but just understand what's at risk. If I lose everything, I need to know like what's my max risk for this day? What's my max risk for this like stack of trades? So I think a lot of traders think of this like the sports betting apps and things like that, where you can take like a 10-way parlay that pays 50 to 1. It's like, well, that's great, but the odds of winning are extremely low. I think with this pattern day trading rule lifted, still have a plan in place and have a process in place, because you don't just have the freedom to just trade all over the place and hope everything works out. It's like, just be mechanical, so if it's following Roger in one service, if it's following Kane or Nate in one service, if it's just focused on one trade and one strategy, just get the feel for it and know it well and know it inside and out, know your risk and reward, and just be ready to do 50 trades with us, do 100 trades with us, do thousands of trades with us. And you will see that we trade with enough edge to make money. That is the goal every time we place a button or press the buttons. I don't want to lose ever. But I know that if I do lose, I'm not going to be discouraged to just turn my computer off and never show up again. It's like, I'm going to show up and trade tomorrow and I'll be back the next day. It's like, we'll grind through this market regardless of what it gives us.
Yeah. Being mechanical as opposed to being emotional. And Kane, that brings me to the question I have for you, because day trading isn't just about the setup. So much of it is mental. What would you suggest when it comes to a mindset shift that traders need to make before they start trading, or day trading rather, more actively with the new freedom?
First, recognizing exactly as you did right there is that you're going to have some emotional volatility. When you day trade, it is everything is squeezed, the timeline is squeezed, and so all those emotions that you experience through a trade are happening in a matter of potentially minutes rather than over a series of days, and that can be very emotionally draining. So you have to recognize that every trade is going to feel like it's bigger or it's affecting you more. And so that discipline does become more important, as Chris was talking about. Knowing your edge becomes really important, because that's what can give you confidence inside a trade, and recognizing that, hey, it's not about winning every single trade, that I'm going to usually win a certain percentage of those trades that I already know ahead of time. And so if I take a loss or I take a few losses in a row, I know that I have confidence in my edge and it's going to come back. So the structure of your trades is also going to be important because that's what's going to protect you from huge drawdowns and blowing up your account, although nothing can protect you 100% if you're emotionally volatile. And then you just want to have a tighter process, stricter rules. If you're already not great at following the rules of your system when you're not day trading, you're going to be even worse at it when you're day trading. So just recognize that, get better at your emotional management and at following your rules in your normal trading before you make that transition over to day trading.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense because you could really get in trouble. And just for everybody who's listening, if you're not paying attention to the chat, Wild Ranger says that he just spoke with Schwab and was told that it will be a minimum of 45 days after the actual official go-ahead date is given. So for those of you who are asking, that is the answer according to Wild Ranger from Schwab. And of course, every institution is going to be a little bit different. So Nate, let's move to you. Let's talk results for a second. So what do you feel like a realistic good month looks like for someone day trading that's in a small account? So people can kind of go from there.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm not really much of a day trader, so I'm probably not the most qualified to answer that. But what I think it does relate to is kind of what Kane was saying, that when you scale down the time, you also have to scale down the kind of compounding expectations that go along with that. What I mean in practice is, if I say here, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to make one trade a week and I'm going to target 30% ROI on that position. Well, just do the math. Okay, I'm going to risk 2% of my account. I'm going to win 30% when I'm right. Okay, that moves my account up, 0.7%, but then I'm going to lose a certain amount of time. So my expectancy is 0.1%. Multiply that over the weeks. No one ever does this, but you should. Then you kind of know your numbers. Well, as soon as you start saying, I'm going to take 5 trades a day, those numbers change dramatically. Like dramatically. Where when you're trading with a $5,000 account, it probably isn't fun to risk $80 and make $10 on that $5,000 account. But when you run the numbers with a positive enough edge and you kind of keep compounding at those numbers, they're very significant. So I think it really is about putting the proper expectancy math into what you're now doing as a day trader. And by the way, I do think there is a downside to this. The idea that thousands of new people will just decide that they're going to be great day traders now because the rules allow is probably not great. And, the government probably was not wrong when they said hey, this is kind of risky. I just fall on the side of the coin that, I think they should not make our decisions for us based on our, our risk decisions in our account. So I think the rule is the correct move. I think it's going to open up a lot of possibility. I do think it's going to open up a lot of risk, but I think people who, take advantage of it with common sense and understanding are going to be on the right side of the coin, and people who don't are going to be on the wrong side of that coin.
Yeah. So for people who aren't going to want to be all in traders, I mean, but they have the flexibility in the portfolio. How do they leverage this? Because you talked about it a little bit, using it as a moderating factor.
Yeah. So to me, and I'll just share, sorry to keep going down this data nerd trail, but just to give you an idea, of this, because for me, that actually is the bigger benefit. It's the flexibility more so. I'm not Roger. I'm not day trading every day where this opens up a huge opportunity for me and my followers. Where for me, where it opens up is more flexibility. Just to give you one practical example to kind of look at here. What I have up right now is the last 5,000 days on the SPY. On the left, you see where does price finish at the close. On the right, you see where do prices go on the intraday peaks. Well, you can see, obviously, like any bell curve, the price is going to end up right around neutral the highest percentage of the time at the close. But that's only 7% of the time, 5% of the time, etc. So if you are trying to wait for the close, the probabilities are pretty narrow, even at the highest probabilities. 7% of the time, you'll be right if you plan for a neutral day, for example. Well, look at the intraday peaks. 87% of the time, they're going to go up 0.1 to 0.2. 74% of the time, they're going to go up at least 0.2, etc. As you look at specifically when the VIX is higher, like it's been lately, let me just keep scrolling down here. Here's where the VIX was recently, up into the 20s and 30s. Notice that intraday, you see the price covering massive amounts of ground. 50% of the time, it's down 1%. 59% of the time, it's up 0.8, 0.9%. Versus look at what the numbers look like if you're just predicting the close. 2% of the time, you're going to be right. 1% of the time, you're going to be right. 1.4% of the time, you're going to be right. So the flexibility just to exit the dang trade when it's up 1% intraday versus having to wait and hope it falls into the right place is a massive advantage, in my opinion, more on the managing side of the equation than, for example, actually day trading, which again, Roger and Chris and Kane would all be more, give you more expertise than I would on entry and exit during the day. But I think this chart kind of shows you, hey, even if I'm not a day trader, the ability to just get in and get out, specifically get out when I want to and when I need to protect my portfolio at the intraday levels and not hope for the best at the closing prices. And then, by the way, cross your fingers for the overnight session is a significant advantage for flexibility, for risk management. And again, applied the right way, I think is going to be really helpful for people because we deal with a lot of people who the precedent should be, well, this is true for everyone, but should be risk management, capital preservation first, and then opportunity and upside second.
Yeah, and those graphs are super helpful, and it's really wild to see the difference between the close and then just the intraday stuff. Thank you for showing us that. And then, so Roger, for you, for the everyday trader who's watching today, what would you say the single most important thing they need to know if they go home with one thing? This is it.
Not to have FOMO. FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. It's the most important thing, and it applies to regardless of what you trade or how you trade or your time frame. You have to wait for your setup to form. You have to wait for your specifications to form. You can't just do this and come in and say, okay, I'm gonna, here's what I always tell people, and I'll be very, very brief. The market, one of the biggest reasons why people get into trading is because they have the freedom to do whatever they want. It attracts them. They have the blue zone. They could do whatever they want. They can create whatever they want. And then somebody tells them that, yeah, you can have whatever you want. And you can create whatever you want. But you have to follow all of these rules that you have to implement yourself, and you have to be able to self-control yourself. So one of the biggest reasons why folks get into the market is the biggest reasons why they can't achieve what they are going to get into the market, because they want to have all these non-rules and they want to be able to do what they want whenever they want. And then they realize it doesn't really work that way. You kind of have to be really strict. You have to be very much in control of yourself, and you have to be on top, and you have to be treated like a business. And a lot of people treat it like it's a casino. And if you treat it like a casino, that's what you're going to get out of it. The market gives you exactly what you put into it. The market is our reflection. Just so you know, the market is our reflection. The market stares at you right in the face as you trade because you're competing against yourself, and you are your worst enemy. So FOMO is the biggest thing in the world. And the sooner people can get rid of that, the bigger it'll be. For example, sometimes I'll spend 3 hours, 4 hours looking at the market, and I won't do anything. And sometimes, like this morning, it was just one after the other. We were just firing them off. You have to be patient, and you have to know what you're looking for. And if you can't do that, then it's just not going to work out for you.
So when it comes to somebody who maybe is new to this, but this opens up something, maybe they hadn't thought about it before, whether they're going to do $25,000 or not, but there certainly will be a lot more publicity in day trading after this is announced. Is there a beginner way to do it? I mean, is there something where it's like, oh, stick to this time domain or this sector that you would give to somebody who has been maybe doing options and wants to dabble in this?
What I would do, honestly, if I was starting out is I would join my PIT program. That's the best program, and we're actually going to be talking about it in the next few minutes. But that's really the best thing to do. I think that it's the best program out there. I specifically designed this program for folks who are bridging the gap between retail trading and professional trading. And we have a lot of people here who have become full-time traders using that program. And now, without this day trading restriction, it's going to be that much more fun, and it's going to be that much more interesting for people to join, because they won't have to be sitting here going, Roger, I had to hold this position overnight. I couldn't liquidate it when you liquidated it. And I get that all the time. And those days are going to be over very, very soon. Just one little thanks, Hopium Addict. Like Jason and I mean, what people just said, it changed my life. See, that's what I want to do. I don't want to just help make you guys money. I want this program to change your life. That's the key here. And just one thing I wanted to say, And Kane is right. You can't do spreads in a cash account. That's true. You can't. It's impossible because the definition of a spread is margin. But what you can do right now, I'm going to give you a little loophole, okay? If you're trading directional and if you're not doing spreads and if you're just doing buying calls or buying puts, all you need to do is just open a cash account and just buy calls or puts. I've talked to a couple of brokers, and I mean, I've talked to a couple of brokers off the record, and what they're going to stop doing right now is they're going to stop really being really hard on you on the cash account, and they're going to start, they're going to be allowing you to have access to your cash the same day. They're not going to take 4 days and that's already been happening, and we've already seen it happen. Raleigh and I've talked to a couple of guys. Schwab has already started doing that like a month ago. Like if you trade S&P 500 options, they will settle the same day. You don't have to wait 4 days. And they're going to kind of just forget about like restricting or anything like that on you. So they're already trying to do it. Companies that have, as Nate, I don't know if you guys saw what Nate posted. He had a really cool infographic, but he's right about a few things. Certain brokers are going to implement it faster than other brokers because they've already have that technology. And for example, Webull, it's ironic, right? But the Weebulls, the Robin Hoods, the Trade Zeros, those companies are a lot more digital and they're a lot more savvier, and they're going to be implementing it much faster than, say, Morgan Stanley or Fidelity or Thinkorswim. Like somebody like Fidelity, they do not want this. They do not like this. They do not want this to happen. So it's going to take some time. But other brokers like Webull or Robinhood, they're going to start implementing this pretty quickly. I also heard that Interactive Broker is going to get on this pretty quickly. They're very, very digital. So I think that you guys are going to be surprised, but what you may start seeing is their lack of enforcing it on you guys and kind of letting it go by. I think that's going to be they're going to start relaxing the rules, and then it's going to become official. But I think one of the first things you're going to start seeing, and people are already seeing it now, is the cash accounts are going to settle faster, and they're going to kind of just like start looking the other way. I'm seeing that myself. I'm hearing that from people, and that's what I'm hearing from brokers. So things are going to start getting better pretty soon. It's not going to take a lot of time. Some are going to be much faster than others.
Right. Yeah. And Roger, I want you to pull your screen up and give you a second to do that because I know you wanted to get specific about the pit, but for folks who have been following along, I've been kind of looking at the RSS feed. So far, no announcement has been made. So whatever we've told you is the most up to date. But I want to stick with Roger because you have so much experience this, but I know your approach is a little bit more advanced. So it's not something that you can break down in 5 minutes. So why don't you walk us through your whole process?
All right. I'll do that right now. And I appreciate the time. And thank you, Kane, Chris, Emily, and Nate for being here. And David, too, by the way. Yeah. So, folks, I'm going to show you the best way, in my opinion, to get into what we're talking about right now. It's not just based on my opinion, but let me just throw some numbers at you. I don't know how excited this will make you, but the results, we have a 94.6% win rate on the last 483 official trades and about a 90% win rate on the non-official trades. This program has helped Omar get into the $7 million range. It's helped Richard become a full-time trader. It's helped several people here. I'm hoping that they can come here and just tell you the truth. And I'll tell you a lot about it. But we've had one loss in the last 6 months. We've had one loss in the last 6 months out of our official trade. Not 6 months. I think 5.5 months. I think if we can go without a loss in the next 6 days, it'll be 6 months with one. That's 80 trades, official trades with one loss. The mathematical probability of that happening statistically, if it was random, is like 1 in 100 trillions or something to that. It's astronomical. We've been doing really, really well, and today we're going to talk about it starting right now. Now, folks, there will be losing trades. In the last 3 years since I've been doing this program, I've had 26 losing trades. I've had about 500 winners, but I've had about 26 losers. But they do happen, and they will happen again, okay? My name is Roger Scott. By the end of this broadcast, you're going to get a chance to join me and 1,518 others in what we call the 458th winning trade. Now, let me explain. I've spent the past 3 years navigating the markets with what might be the most advanced trading tool that exists. It's a revolutionary software that I created. It's called the Pro Trader Dashboard, and it gauges real-time institutional buying and selling, which means you can now pile into the same stocks institutions are buying as it's happening. Like Okta right there. Sure enough, 45% in 1 hour, okay, in 1 hour. Watch it happen again 2 days later. Most traders had no clue the telehealth company Hims, their shampoo is fantastic, by the way, was being accumulated just 1 hour into the trading session. But thanks to a brand new trading tool, I knew it was a near surefire bet to search higher for the rest of the day. As expected, that's exactly what happened. 52% in 1 hour. And again, Palantir, 73% in 3 hours. And this week, hey, let's talk about this week. How about NBIS, ATEN, HOOD, MSTR, and BABA? And BABA, MSTR, and Hood were today. Okay, we're not done yet. I haven't even given the official trade yet on the day. They were all winners. Those were testimonials from this morning. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. That's from this morning. Yes, this morning. Oh, God. And you guys have made out like bandits, all right? In fact, we've only taken one loss since October 13 of 2025. That's 75 out of 75 trades, 74 winners. Does your current guru do that for you? Okay, that doesn't include the bonus trades. That's just the official trades. All right, we're not rolling anything over. We're not doing any income trading. We're trading directional calls and puts. Okay, nice and simple. Now, don't take my word for it. I've spoon-fed the system to over 1,500 traders. 1,500 traders. And when I say we've been crushing it in the private trading group, I'm actually downplaying it. All right. Here's some of these top stories. I joined Roger. That's Chris, 182%. I've made 5,000 month to date with the trading pit and 91% success rate. Carlos, I'm going to see Carlos in 2 weeks. He's in Hawaii right now. Wanted to say thank you. I can now trade full time for a living. Brett. And folks, a lot of my clients, they stay with me for many, many years, many years, like 12, 14, 15 years. Maybe some of you guys can post these testimonials. I don't know. You decide. I took my small $2,000 account, turned it into $17,000 in just 6 weeks. Your 90% win rate on the trades I've taken, so get down with your bad self, brother. Thank you. DJ Dave, $6,800 for July 2025. Richie is way past $50,000 at this point. That's child's play at this point. 58,000, 12,000. Thank you, Texas Kirk. I appreciate that. Now, first and foremost, this is HG. She's in Israel. She was live this morning with me on in the morning show. It was fantastic. All right. Soon reach my 2,000 a day goal. I like that. Gregory's not pulling teeth anymore. He's a dentist. He sent me an update. He's not at 300,000 anymore. He's at 1.5 million now. And folks, if you're here, please let us know. All right. I've had over 100 successful trading experiences from your alerts. If people still question if this is the real deal, it is. Just the other week, one of my top traders, Omar. There's Omar. Omar, it's been a while. It's good to see you here. He's up $7.19 million. That's the last update I got from him. I can't wait to get the next one. Now, as great as those stories are, right, that's not even what gets me the most hot and bothered. Since 2023, I've leveraged this game-changing system to issue 457 winning trades with a staggering 94.6% win rate on real trades, not some hypothetical monkey business, okay? Take a look at the top alerts. Roku, 40% in an hour. NVIDIA, 44% in an hour. AbbVie, 82% in an hour. Meta, 116% overnight. Now, there will be smaller winners and a few that didn't work out. And we swing trade all the time as well. We don't just day trade. Majority of the traders swing trade. Now, if you would have put 2,000 into each of those 4 trades, you would have walked away with over $7,640 in cash. That's very, 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 very nice. I like that. Very, very nice. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. With advanced trading tools this powerful, do you see why I'm not worried about the market, where it's going to end up this year? Now, I could go on and on and on and on, but here's the point. With a 94.6% win rate on 457 official trades, 2026 is a pretty darn good year. It's not just the win rate that gets me hot and bothered. It's the fact that the internal audit shows that anybody who took these trades with options could have started with $5,000 and turned it into 50, 100, 200. Wait till you see the numbers. And every trade is accounted for. So if you want a chance to join me on what could be the 458th winning trade, then post yes in the chat. What are you waiting for? Kind of monkey business is this? All right, let's do this. All right. Now let me give you a few reasons why you should pay attention to what I say. Okay. I'm a former multi-million-dollar hedge fund manager. I've been doing this for 32 and a half years. I was a private trader for the Bronfman family, the two Bronfman sisters, Clara and Sarah, between 2000 and 2008. If you don't know who the Bronfmans are, you might be familiar with Universal Studios, Seagram's, those little mom and pop companies, Time Warner. Yeah, those Bronfmans, the ones that brought Kennedy's into America and brought booze into America from Kennedy's during Prohibition. Yeah, those Bronfmans, the 10 richest family in the world, those Bronfmans. All right. And while I was doing that, I also managed money with Kevin Hassett, the senior financial economist to President Trump's administration. And while I was doing that, I was also managing money with Charles Calamiris, who is the Ivy League professor of finance in Columbia University for the last 30 plus years. You could see them on CNBC and Fox News all day long and twice on Sunday. I've also shared my work with over 500,000 people. And one of the highlights of my career was actually trading here at the pub with Tony Saliba, who is a bona fide market wizard from the Market Wizard book. All right. Doesn't get much better than that. Okay. It really doesn't. He's right next to Paul Tudor Jones and Stanley Druckenmiller. If you guys don't know who they are, you should read Market Wizards. Now, before we dive in, let me just say this. You need to know there's no magic pill in the world that'll give you a 100% win rate. It doesn't work that way. All right. And for folks here right now, I'm sure you already know. Every good trader has their fair share of winners and losers along the way. And folks, if you have questions, I'll gladly stay here as long as I have to. I'll answer each and every one of them. But after doing this for 32 and a half years, and after sharing my work with over 500,000 people, let me tell you something. Most people think it's laughable to be a full-time trader. Richie, do you think it's laughable to be a full-time trader? I don't think so. Jason, do you think it's laughable? Ask me if it's laughable. I'm not going to be laughing, okay? I think it's laughable not to be a full-time trader. 90% of traders can't beat the S&P 500. Most traders find it hard to stay consistent in the stock market because of one major problem. All right? They lack a system. Here, let me repost that. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. They lack a system to detect institutional order flow in real time. And institutional order flow is what moves the markets. I'm talking about smart money managers who collect billions in fees, who oversee 401ks, high net worth individuals, hedge funds, corporations, investment banks, like Citadel, like Steve Cohen, like Man Group, like Bridgewater, these guys, the big guys, huge orders that literally move the share price. All right? They're the heartbeat of the market. The problem is the majority of retail traders don't have access to trading software that can track their order flow in real time. A Bloomberg terminal will not help you with this, okay? Now, the Pro Trader dashboard can help you with this. I made it specifically for that purpose. All you got to do is write the coattails of their massive, massive buy orders, okay? Hey, there's Richie. Let me just repost this, Richie. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. Like on November 2nd, we knew that Roku was being bought up. It was the number one stock on the list. I sent out an alert at 10:26 in the morning. And sure enough, Roku surged higher all day long. Vivek, Michael, Brett, and 1,500 others, they cleaned up on Roku. Then a few days later, guess what? D-Dog was the top. All right? The dog was at the top. It ripped higher for the rest of the day. Up 120%, up 70, up 101. And at the same time, with CrowdStrike, just a couple of hours later, look at BB, Brian, John, Robinson. They cleaned up like bandits. Institutional traders don't buy stocks like you or I do. When we buy stocks, our orders fill in one shot without moving the share price. But let's say you're Uber. Let's say you want to call your broker and say, excuse me, I want to buy 5 million shares of Uber. Your broker's going to hang up on you and call the CFTC and the SEC and God only knows what other government agency, right? Uber's volume is 20 million per day. Can you imagine doing 5 million? It ain't going to work. You're going to be running all over. You'll be chasing yourself. Okay. It's no good. Your broker's not going to do that. What do? You separate your order into parent-child orders. You buy it near the VWAP. That's how institutions do it. And you create a methodical grind in the price that looks just like that. Okay. Any dips are immediately bought up by the algos looking to fill that huge 5 million share block. So when a stock is under heavy algo buying pressure, it has strong intraday relative strength compared to the market. The key is finding which stocks have the strongest intraday relative strength within the first hour of the day. That way, you could ride the algo buying spree all day long. So how do you do it? Well, let me show you. Take a look at the SPY on November 20th. It was up 1% on the day. Verizon, on the other hand, was one of the strongest stocks in the S&P 500. It was up nearly 3.5% on the day. That means intraday relative strength was really, really good for Verizon. The smart money likely had their trading algos programmed to accumulate Verizon shares all day long. If you would have known that within the first hour of the trading day, like we did, you could have rode the algo buying spree for the rest of the day. Doug, JC, Kathy, they made out like bandits. Watch it happen with Seagate Technology, all right, on December 8th. 1 hour into the session, Seagate has strong intraday relative strength compared to the SPY, okay? That means institutional algos were likely gearing up to accumulate STX all day long. All you would have had to do was buy STX knowing it was likely to go grind higher throughout the day. And sure enough, STX went ba-boom. Oh, thank you, Bob. I'm going to repost that. Very, very kind of you. We got some really nice people here. I appreciate it. Oh, there's Bob. Actually, it's the same Bob I'm just posting. Bob, you know you gave me this testimonial over 2 years ago, and you're still here. I love that. It gets even better. Intraday relative strength analysis doesn't just work to the upside. It also works the same way to the downside. For example, let's say you're smart money, and you want to sell 5 million shares of Uber instead. You can't just dump all those shares on the market at once. Otherwise, it would crash the share price. What do? You program your algos to liquidate 5 million shares throughout the day in very, very small chunks. It's called parent-child orders. I talk about this in my full-time trading camp. All right? This creates a steady grind down in the share price all day long. When a stock is under heavy institutional selling pressure, it has weak intraday relative strength compared to the rest of the market. You need a way to spot it an hour after the market opens. And that way you could ride the trend throughout the day. Like on November 1st with ticker VFC. Now, if you would have known VFC had weak intraday relative strength compared to the rest of the market, in fact, it was the weakest stock in the S&P at the time, you would have placed one quick trade during the first hour of the day and then bagged a huge payday before the closing bell. Michael made more than enough to cover an average monthly mortgage payment. Think about it for a minute. An extra $3,000 from a day trade could do a lot of good for folks right now. A lot of good for folks right now. Maybe cover a payment or two, pay down some bills. Maybe go out, take your wife to a nice dinner in Puerto Rico. That's where this picture's from, I think. All from only one few hours a day, just one trade. Now, we all know there's no guarantees when it comes to trading. There will be losers and winners. I mean, look, we've had 26 losers in 2.5 years, and we take a trade every day. And that's why I always say never invest more than you're willing to risk. But in all of my years doing this, I found that measuring a stock's intraday relative strength during the initial hour of the day is the best indication of what it's going to do in the future. And that's exactly why I built a state-of-the-art trading platform to track it. Here's how I use it to find stocks institutions are likely buying or selling during the day. Let's say you want to find a strong stock. You pull up your relative strength scanner and you run a relative strength scan depending on what time of day it is. You buy in because the stock with the strongest relative strength will likely stay the strongest stock and continue to be the strongest stock. For example, on November 6th, 1 hour after the market opened, Microsoft had strong intraday relative strength compared to the spider. Just like today, Microsoft has strong relative strength compared to the spider. In fact, the hourly relative strength scan showed that it was the strongest stock in the S&P 500. All right. So I sent out the alert at 10:08, knowing algos were likely going to accumulate stocks all day long. Sure enough, Microsoft was outperforming the SPY by a factor of 6-1. And some of my traders made a killing. Bob, Howard, Barbara, Doug, Q, Vivek, Matt. Watch it happen with Intel. Another trade we nailed just a few days later on November 16th. Intel was really strong compared to the spider. Look at that. It was the second strongest stock on our list. So I went out the alert letting folks know, be under accumulation all day long. And just like that, Intel went ba-boom while the SPY went nowhere. And closed out Intel, 50% profit. Kathy, look at that. Intel, BB. Of course, it works exactly the same way to the downside. On November 16th, Tesla had weak intraday relative strength compared to the SPY. In fact, it was the weakest stock in the market 1 hour after the opening bell. I sent out an alert, and like clockwork, Tesla fell off a cliff. And a boatload of you guys made a killing on that one too. Now, it's important to remember no system is perfect, and you will have some losers along the way. And you don't know when they're going to happen. But by riding the coattails of institutional traders over the last 3 years, we have a 94.6% win rate. And folks, no, you'll never see a 94.6% win rate anywhere else. I've never seen anyone come close to my win rate. I'll compete with anybody in the world. Just let's do a 100 trade test and let's see who wins. Okay. And I think it's safe to say that after 457 winning trades and 26 losing trades, this year is going to end up pretty good. So listen and listen good. You can keep toying around with this indicator and this market and that and all what I don't even know what you're doing. You can keep worrying if a recession will hit. You can keep hoping markets will go back to all-time highs. Or you can cut out the BS and take charge of your own financial future by tapping into the most powerful market force that exists. Real-time institutional order flow. Real-time, okay? I'm inviting you and 1,518 other traders inside my most exclusive group called the Trading Pit. The Pit is the only place where you get 1 to 2 active alerts per day on stocks institutional traders are likely buying or selling as it happens. Now, before I reveal the special surprise to celebrate the ending of the pattern day trading rule, what do people have to say? Stu, I've never been winning this consistently in my life. He's an MIT grad. Ken is an MIT grad. Penny is an MIT grad. That's 3 people who trade with me who graduated from MIT. It's pretty impressive. Penny puts helicopters together. Ken is a post-PhD in math. And Stu, if I tell you what this guy does, you won't believe me. Get on board, Wesley says. I waited too long, missed my first 100+ trades. Wesley's from Lake Las Vegas. I even know where this guy lives. You know why? Because he's been with me for a while, like the rest of you. I know you guys. I know you personally. I'm going to see a lot of very familiar faces in 2 weeks. Big mistake. It was well worth the money, I bet. Frosty, his name is Val. And he's been with me since Ken was with me. He's been with me for, I think, 8 or 9 years now. I've made money every day, just bought a house cash in December. Not bad. I turned my small account with the Trading Pit up 50% in the first 10 days. No gimmicks with the Trading Pit. This is the real deal. Carlos, he's in Hawaii right now with his family. He's going to be back in time for the event in 2 weeks. Let me put this here, Sean, let me post this. Nice. Here, let me post this for you. That's nice. Very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. No gimmicks. I've made money on almost every trade. My biggest trade was up 276%. I haven't lost yet. Debbie, every winner is up over 35. You're the best. I get depressed on weekends when the Trading Pit is closed. Shh, don't tell my wife that. Joanne, she's hanging out with her grandkids in the summer, and she's up $226,000. There's Richie. That's the account he started with $50,000. Not at 350. This is after 5 months. 7 times his account in 5 months. Okay. John bought his daughter Betsy a car. Richie bought his daughter a car. I want to get the house pictures. When are you guys going to start buying houses? Okay. Those are some of the best stories, and I cannot hear from you. Now, when I say those are some of the best stories, I've probably gotten about, let's see, right now I got another 5 or 6. I get them all the time. Oh, okay. Now, before I give out what could be the 458th win, let me walk you through what you can expect when you join the pit. The moment my system spots a stock under heavy institutional buying or selling pressure, I'll verify the data and I'll post an instantaneous alert with 3 yellow exclamation marks. That's how you know it's an official trade. All right. True community. Oh, John, let me repost that. That's very nice of you. That's very, very nice of you. Very, very nice. And to answer your question, Eugene, you know it's an official trade because I posted as an official trade with 3 yellow highlighters. I'll verify the data and I'll post an alert. Once you get the alert, you can take the trade straight from your phone. Telegram, it's free. Alerts are fast, efficient. You can expect 1 to 2 action-packed alerts per day. Today, we already had 3, and I haven't even given my official trade yet. Pretty good, right? All right. I sent out the alert on NVIDIA at 10:09 a.m., 44% in an hour, then 2 more the same day, 28% on Meta, 65% on STX. If you had put $5,000 into each trade with the selected options, you could have walked away with $12,872. Wow. And your money would have been tied up in the market for less than 4 hours. All right. Everything you need to get started today can be found in your Trading Pit Getting Started guide, including bonus videos, bonus education, and I even recorded about a half an hour to an hour class on the sniper scalps. That's there too. That's not all. You're also going to get emotional mind traps 1 and 2. These guides will help you master your emotions. You'll see all the common emotional mind traps I've seen traders fall into and how to avoid them. All right. Real-time market updates. You will receive 1 to 2 alerts per day. You'll get the most updated alerts if I think the market's peaking out, this, that. I'm always posting everything you need there. Everything you need there. Just like that. You'll have VIP level assistance to help you every step of the way. And here's everything you're going to get. The mind traps, 1 and 2, the getting started guide. And there's more. I just started doing the scalp trades, the sniper trades. Now, you're probably wondering, what is this membership going to cost you? I did the sniper trades right in time for this rule to come out. I'm very proud of my track record. There's nothing that I've ever seen anyone do. I spend about 70% of my day here, and I've never seen anybody beat the pit. And I would love to challenge somebody to beat the pit. I'm not just saying that. I told you that we've had 457 wins, right? That's a 94.6% win rate. And with the 458th win coming up, I want you in on the action. Because just wait till you see this. If you started with $5,000 and you invested 10% of your account with a selected option, not only would you have made great money, but over the last 2.5 years, all right, it hasn't been 3 years yet. It's only been 2.5 years. If you took every issue trade, just the issue trades, forget about the thousands of the scalps and all of that, you would have been not at 50, not at 100, not at 200, but at $282,000. And look at how smooth the equity curve runs up. And as I said, the last loser we took, we've had one loser in the last 5.5 months. Okay? I'm not kidding. Can you imagine starting with $5,000 and running it up to $282,000? It shouldn't come as a surprise that my publisher set the retail price at $49.95. In fact, if you try to sign up through the main website, that's the price you'll see today. $49.95 for 1 year of access, which I think is more than fair considering the profit potential. Plus, I'll be scanning the markets for you all day long, sending 1 to 2 active alerts per day on average. Sometimes more, sometimes less. It just depends. Now, here's the deal. Because you're here watching right now, instead of paying $49.95 for access to the pit, I'm going to slash the retail price down $1,000. That's right, $1,000, which I think is very, very nice. And then I'm going to do it again. All right? New members join today. That's not all. With the pattern day trading rules eliminated, I don't want price to be the reason anyone misses this. So just for today, during this webinar, you get a chance to join the pit at the lowest price ever offered. I'm taking another $500 off. That means you can join now for $24.95. My hope is that you take the 500 savings and put it towards the 458th winning trade. There's a catch. This deal is only available during this live event. After that, no soup for you. So if you want to pit at the absolutely lowest price, you need to take action right now. The price is going to go back $500. The choice is yours. You've seen the power of tracking institutional money flow in real time. You've seen how $5,000 could turn into $282,000, investing just 10% into each trade. And today you have a chance to join at the lowest price ever offered, saving $2,500. So if you're serious about making 2026, which could be your best year ever, then get ready to click the link in the chat because this is a one-time deal. Drop the link, please, David. Let's wait for David to drop the link. I wonder what's taking so long. Let me tell him to drop the link. Oh, there he is. He dropped the link. Thank you, David. Trading pit flash sale, $24.95. Final call. Price goes up $500 tonight. Price is going to go up $500 tonight. All right. Click the link in the chat or go to rogerscott.com/trading or give us a call at 904-706-3539. This is your final call. Price goes up $500 tonight. My goal is for you to pay off your membership in no time at all, just like many other top traders have done. The pit paid for itself, Larry. Let me repost that, David. Thank you. Very kind of you. I teach you exactly what option strike price to do, Eugene. There's no monkey business there. It's very straightforward. All right. Thank you, Bob. Let me repost that. Getting some really nice testimonials. Very nice testimonials. And for the bonus trades, I give you absolutely everything because that's different every time. Look at this. I made 3 times the cost of the trading pit since I joined a month ago. Thank you. Debbie, I honestly paid for my membership in Trading Pit and Pro Trader Dashboard in 1 week. Wow, that's nice. The trades I've taken have already paid for the Trading Pit. Thank you, Rick. 30% gain on all the trades, already paid for the Trading Pit 4 times over. Love the pit. Just follow Roger and you're going to pay for it within a week, even with a small account. For every trade is profitable. I've repaid the money I invested in the pit 10 times. Richie. I think Richie has reinvest. I think Richie's more than 10 times. I think Richie's more like 1,000 times now. Okay. Trading Pit is my steady monthly income, up over 95% success. You will pay for it in a month. You're not kidding. I've already made 5 times my initial investment. Look at that. There you go, Glenn. You're truly making a positive impact on other people's lives. Richie says way over 1,000 times. Thank you, Richie. Let me repost that. I figured way over 1,000 times. Nathan, you're going to meet Nathan if you come in 2 weeks to the event. Those are some of the top stories. My goal is for you to pay this off really, really, really fast. And remember, this special expires today. So save $500 before price goes up at midnight today. Click the link in the chat, give us a call, secure your membership. And folks, don't miss out. Don't miss out on a deal like that. All right. The 458th winning trade is coming up quickly. Trading Pit flash sale. Go to rogerscott.com/trading. To my knowledge, the Trading Pit is the only place where you get 1 to 2 alerts every single day. Thank you, Jason. Let me repost this. Jason says, Trading Pit will be the best investment you'll make for a trading career. I started 3 years ago, and my first year, I lost $37,000. I started following Roger. I've made over 6 figures per year. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Jason. Linda, you want to post to everybody? Just post, and I'll repost whatever you're posting here. All right. Dudley, this is for people who already have some of my programs or things like that. All right. To my knowledge, it's the only place where you're going to get goodies like this. All right. Goodies like this. Recently, I sent out an alert on coin, 11%, 34 minutes. And then 1 hour, another one, WBA. This is 1 year, Todd. This is not lifetime. 26% in 2 hours. We weren't done yet. because right after WBA, we closed a massive win on ABBV. I don't sell lifetime to the pit for that kind of money. This is a program where I spend 70% of my time. This is a program that by the way, just so you know, this program will be $9,995 retail price at the end of this year. I am changing the price not from $49.95 retail, but to $9.95. So the sale price will be about $5,000 if I'm nice, okay? 82% in 2 hours. So if you want to pay double, just wait 6 months and you will. I promise you that. That's a promise. And then to finish out the day, we hit another one, Amgen going 4 for 4. If you would have put 5,000 into each trade, that could have turned into almost 12K, which would have more than covered the cost of your membership from just 1 day of trading. Click the link in the chat. Get started today before price goes up $500. Trading Pit flash sale. Price goes back up $500 tonight. Now listen to what some of the folks have said. Murmis, there's Murmis. Roger has many winning programs. Be smart. Focus on 1 or 2. The pit is where you start. Thanks, Murmis. Murmis has been with me for quite a few years. Murmis, remember when you were deciding whether you should enroll or not? If you had to do it again, would you do it? Murmis is like, yep. He said twice. Look. Thank you, sir. It's good to hear that after 3 years, 4 years. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just listen to some of my recent stories. James, I started with $4,000, $8,000 in 15 days. David B. cleared over $5,000 on CVS. Paul has 60 wins with 1 loss. Does your program have 60 wins with 1 loss? Marshall only takes pit trades now. I'm almost 100% a Roger trader, thanks to the pit. You're welcome. Lauren booked 2,200 on a single trade. My, oh my. Thanks to the pit, Carlos is fast tracking his way to retirement. I love that. Makes me very, very happy to see that. Dom says he doesn't even know what a loser is. No loser over the last trades. Yeehaw, I have no idea what a loser is. I love that. And turned 1,000 into 4,000. Very, very nice. I'm doing great in the pit so far. Over 200% profit in just a few months. I like that. In the last 3 years, I've spent over 15,000 on subscriptions to learn and follow many different traders. Roger Scott is the very best by far. Folks, do you know why I'm the senior trader at the pub? It's not because of my age, okay? There's people that are older than me here. You've taught me more than the pit than all of the others, tens of thousands of dollars worth of combined. If you're on the fence about buying it, just do it. I like that. Just do it. Don't mess around. Just do it. I've been trading for 25 years and have never experienced something like Roger. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? No, I'm just kidding. He's very happy. Frank is happy. I would think about giving my kid away before I would give the kid. Thank you, sir. David Mount, do you know what the lifetime price is? I know that there's a lifetime price. I just don't remember what it is.
I know what it normally is, but I don't know what they dropped it down to for today's special.
Can you find out? There's a couple of people. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ben, you're a wizard. Total for the day 6,400. I like that. I had a phenomenal day, exceeding my daily goal by 400%. Roddy is a retired police chief. We have a couple of police chiefs in here. We do. We have 2 police chiefs. I've doubled my account in a month. I've learned more from Roger in 5 months than in 5 years. Angie she does a lot of gardening. She sends me pickled vegetables. Folks, if I tell you the relationships I have with some of our clients, you would poop yourself. Murray's coming here next week. We're going to have dinner together. Ken is baking my wife. Ken Reitz is baking my wife bread. There we go. DPN. Thank you. I need 48 hours to fund the pit. I need to withdraw. Dudley, you got to call customer service, my friend. You got to call customer service or post your email here. Nobody will see it and they'll reach out to you. You need a nurse as a friend. Some of my best, even safest trades this year have been day trades. Who would have guessed? That's a funny one, Michael. Those are some of the best stories I've heard, and I cannot wait to hear from you. I really cannot wait to hear from you, folks. I always get really great testimonials. Don't miss out. This deal only is good today. Trading Pit, flash sale, final call, backup, $500. today. Going to have to corner Ken before he gets to your wife. There you go, Bob. She's gonna have dinner.
VIP,
she's gonna have dinner. Sorry,
VIP is an additional $14.95.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yep.
I got to tell you, that's
they're giving your kids' college away.
I was about. Thank you. You know, it's so funny that you just said that. I was thinking they're giving this thing away. Like, really? Yes, there's Kathy. There's a lot of training, folks. I spent 70%. Folks, how much of my day do I? Folks who know me, who've been around me, who are in my group, what percentage of my day do I spend in the pit? At least 70%, probably 80%. Before high flyers, it was probably 90%. Peanut says, Anyot says 70%. We're here 80%. All right, 70, 80%. Bob says 80%. So it's really worth it. It's really worth it. The reason I spend most of my day there is because it's not just swing trading. It's day trading and swing trading. So I get to do a lot of stuff here. But it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun. Bob says 80%. Richie says 80. I'm going to repost that. There we go. There we go. I'm there all the time, basically. After you complete your membership, do not exit the next page. Between morning show and the pit, I have what I need to understand the markets. Well, thank you, Michael. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. After you complete your membership, when you join, you'll be offered the Pro Trader dashboard. That's the tool. That's the tool that I use instead of the Bloomberg terminal. Yeah, I am. I'm in the pit pretty much, except when I'm in the morning show or VIP room or first couple of minutes of the day putting in trades for high flyers. When you join today, you'll get a chance to secure access for Pro Trader dashboard for personal use. It's a piece of cake. It takes about a minute to get up and running. It's compatible with TradingView and Think or Swim. Think or Swim or TradingView, okay? It literally takes less than 10 seconds to install, and once it's ready to go, just pull up the relative strength scan to find the strongest stocks or the weakest stocks of the day. Wait for the down arrow to signal a breakdown or an up arrow to signal a breakout. Real simple. Real simple. And enter the trade knowing your predetermined stop loss and profit target. And if everything works out, 104% in 5 hours. You're right, Bob. Even when I'm in the VIP room, I'm in the pit. He's right. He's right about that. He's got a very good point. He's right. You like that? You like those indicators, Michael? I'm going to repost this. I like this. People are very friendly and nice. I like that. I don't know why we don't open up. I don't know why we don't open up the chat to everybody. Anyway, I do in my classes. This is your chance to secure the Pro Trader dashboard at a really good price. This will save you some money. Okay, traders love it. What do people have to say, Roddy? Pro Trader dashboard, 5 winners, extra cheese. As a matter of fact, I just got an email about the pit this morning. Oh, the pit, David, the chat is open. Okay, the chat is open. Okay, I didn't know that. So, folks, you can now say whatever you want. The chat is open, completely open. Okay, completely open. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Just bought 5 stocks. Pro Trader dashboard. Roddy's happy. Art is happy. I literally just got a testimony here, right here. Look at this. I'm not going to post name. His name is Ken. This is yesterday. I just got this a few minutes ago. Right here. Right here. Using it back 2020. This is from yesterday using the Pro Trader dashboard. That's his results yesterday. I wasn't planning on even showing this today. I get a lot of testimonials. Folks. A lot of testimonials. Art made 2,000 this morning. You give open. Yeah, of course, Michael. We tell you when to open and when to close. The Pro Trader dashboard, that's a good question. I'll let you know in a minute. Look at Gary, 18 wins, 1 loss with the Pro Trader dashboard. He's very, very happy. Very, 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 very happy. I like that. Ben, I closed out 2 more winners during the webinar because I give trades during the webinar. Sure, Pro Trader dashboard, Roger constantly teaches us to use it to make money. I do. I don't feel like I'm lectured. Yeah, I'm not a big lecturer. You could talk, you could say whatever you want. I've tried so many gurus. Hey, Michael, I'm going to repost that. That's very kind of you. That's very, very nice of you. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. Oh, you posted it publicly. Why do I need to repost it? Jim, Pro Trader dashboard, pit is without a doubt. That's Jim Murmis. He was here actually. Now think about this. This man gave me a testimonial 2 years ago, and he's here right now, and he has this program. He's just here to support us. Bob is just here to support us. Richie is just here to support us. Do you think they would be supporting me if they weren't happy with the program? All right. Dudley, let me repost that. That's very kind of you. Very, very nice of you. Very nice of you. Thanks for making me a better trader. I love the Pro Trader dashboard. Andrea, making consistent money. I love that. I love that. Folks, you have two choices. You can pretend that this is all hanky-panky and this isn't real and we're just all pretending and everybody here's phony. You can meet them all in 2 weeks live. They'll be here in Ponte Vedra. We have 136 people or 135 people coming in. You could leave now. You could pretend whatever you want to pretend. I don't know. I can't get into your head. You can keep panicking. You can keep doing what you're doing. Keep losing money repeatedly. But there's a better choice. Yes, there's a better choice. Yes. Join me and 1,500 others. It's the only place in the world where you can get access to the same tools that institutions use in real time. I follow institutions all day long. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Just joined Roger. Thank you, Bob Martin. Thank you. Secure your spot at half off, save $2,500, and the price is going up today. Roger's the Rain Man of trading. Thank you so much, Michael. That's one of my favorite movies of all time, by the way.
Great.
I love Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. What a movie, right? That's a classic. That's a classic. $24.95. rogerscott.com/trading. Get yours now. How many alerts per day? Depends. I've already given 3 today, and I haven't even given the official trade yet. And I'm going to. I have a trade today. I may give you 2 trades today. I may give you a straddle strangle that I really like right now. I'm actually looking at it in real time. Is it small account friendly? Yes. The average trade is about $174. And if you listen to me, and if you pay attention, I'll show you how you can turn every trade into a debit spread. And if you could do a debit spread, most trades will be like what David, the examples you and I were showing people, they were like a couple $100, right? 200, 300. So David and I were, before the show started, we were taking $3,000, $4,000 positions and turning them into 250, couple $100 positions. Okay. So you could do that. How long we hold the trade until we close it? Depends, Peter. Same day to about 4 days. I think I might have had 1 or 2 trades that I've held more than a week, but most of them are less than a week. All right. And a lot of times people hold overnight and I don't hold overnight, and people make more money by holding overnight. Is there any guarantee? Yes. A few people asked me about this, and this is why I did not answer. Oh, good. You closed that Orca. Excellent. Excellent. 14-day money-back guarantee. There's a 14-day money-back guarantee. And if you guys are not happy, you can ask for your money back. Is this only day trades? No, it's not. It's, believe it or not, I know I try to sell this like a day trading program, but the majority of the trades are day trades. Swing trades. They're not day trades, they're swing trades. Look at Ches. I notice you say, folks, let me just say something. Unless it's a sniper scalp, every trade, unless it's a sniper scalp, and I'll tell you if it's a sniper scalp, every trade, every official trade has to be the perfect swing trade. I would never, ever give you a day trade that doesn't work as a swing trade. You know why? Because I want to have something to lean on if I want to hold it overnight. So the trade will always be a based on a swing trade. So look at that. He takes them as swing trades and he's making great money. Trades alone more than paid for my subscription. We also do bonus trades. Now, folks, I give you about twice as many bonus trades as I do regular trades. Now, why do I do that? Well, I'll tell you why I do that. First of all, I get a lot of opportunities that I can't put into any other program because they just don't fit. B, I see opportunities and I'm taking them myself, so why not give them to you? And 3, why not? Right, David? Why not? I don't see a reason why not. Why be a soup Nazi? I see a trade, I give it to you. So, and the bonus trades, I've given probably 1,000 bonus trades. They're about 85 to 90% profitable. They're not 95. They're 85 to 90% profitable. But when I give you the bonus trades, I give you everything because it's not a regular trade. So just recently, we started doing sniper scalps. That's from today. Okay. These sniper scalps are fast moving trades that usually take 5 to 15 minutes. Okay. You can expect anywhere between 1 and 3 sniper scalps per day, okay? Perfect for end of the pattern day trading rule, right? Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate you're an angel. Godsend. Thank you. And so far, well, these are just feedback. These are feedbacks from this morning. Do you folks want me to give a special session to show you how I do these scalps next week? If you post thumbs up, 148. Maybe one day we can just stay live all day and find these scalps. This is me asking the room this. 148 likes. Look at the feedback I'm getting. They like the scalps. They don't want me to give the scalps away. Everybody's saying yes. Okay. All right. Thank you. Very nice scalp trade. This is, I think, yesterday or the day before. It went right up and down, filled me, took me out, $569. David P, CRDO a few days ago, 36%. You guys, I take it you guys like the scalp trades. Okay. Here, let me just repost it. Look at how many people are posting yes. Look at the yeses. You guys are great. Thank you. Thank you for that. 25% Netflix 5 minutes. And you don't have to take them. They're not official trades. I don't even know if I'm going to keep them in here, but I think I will. People really like them. 35% on the Tesla sniper scalp. Sam, 60% on PanW. 240 and 35 minutes on Marvell. 39.66% on Hood. That might have been today, actually. Dell, that was yesterday, I think, $539. And today, how do we do today on the scalps? People are asking. Well, I'm glad you asked. Take profit on Baba's scalp, taking profit on MSTR scalp, and taking profit on Hood scalp. That's today, my friends. See what I'm doing in the pit today? I haven't even given an official trade yet today, but I'm going to. I will. I have a few that I'm looking at.
That is some fast slide deck updating you got going there, Raj.
Oh, yeah. David doesn't mess around. David is right on it. He's great. That's great. And you guys made out like bandits. Folks, this is testimonials from today's trades. So look. We gave the trades. Here's the profits, and here's the testimonials. That's from an hour ago. This is today. So people ask me, Raj, right here. Thank you so much for that 41% made on the Hood trade. Well, you're welcome. That was today, right there. There you go. Thank you so much, Estelle. Please
At
keep
least
them
one
in the
David
pit.
does his job around here.
Yes. Please keep them in the pit. I'm very new. Your mentorship can turn $1,000, only a few hundred. Can you explain it later? I would like to attend class. Dan, send me an email. Roger at Rogers. This is just today. We took a profit in AT today. This is just today. Okay. In the coming months, these sniper scalps will likely be their own service. I'll see what people say. Maybe I'll keep it in here. I don't know. And based on I've already given you 3 examples of 3 trades, Brett, that we took today. And based on the success we saw, I could probably charge $9,995 for these scalps. Okay. But when you join the trading pit today, they're free. And let's put it this way. Even if I do a separate service, it's not going to be at least for 6 months. Because I usually do things about 6 months in advance. So you guys will definitely make money on these scalps. Sandra says, please keep the scalp in the pit. I love that. Nathan says, I absolutely love the scalps. People are happy about them. I guess the scalps are working out, David, you know?
I guess so. 85% still nothing to sneeze at. And we had a question that flew by. Just want to throw it out there.
Yes.
Because it just with all the messages just fly by.
Right.
Somebody was asking what the difference between the pit and the VIP trade room is.
VIP trade room is where I go live daily and I give you guys my watch list trades and teach you about the markets and show you all the cool things I do. It's not an alert service. The VIP room is not an alert service. It's like the morning show. I go live from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and from noon to 1, and I do my market analysis. I give you my watch list trades. Sometimes I give you bonus trades, but they're not official trades and they're not updated. Where this is a real live service where I'm literally watching, I'm like literally sitting and watching the market in real time, okay? Is the VIP lifetime access? VIP is lifetime access. Yes, VIP is lifetime access. You get free access until we officially launch these sniper scalps to the public. And again, I have absolutely no intent on launching them anywhere right now. I intend on doing them in the pit for the foreseeable future. Oh, there's D2 Dixon. I made 25% today on the scalp trade. Excellent. Makes me so happy. This special offer is only guaranteed today. click the link in the chat, give us a call, secure your trading pit access, and get early access to my SPY trades right now. How will I receive alerts? All alerts will be via Telegram channel. Everything is in the Telegram channel. I think this is the best thing. If you want to speed up your learning curve and maybe save a couple of months or maybe a couple of decades in your trading, in your trading, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it, okay? This is definitely the way to do it. Because the problem is you'll start doing something and you won't know if you're doing it right or wrong. Here you will. Please let them scalps in the pit. It'll be good for starters as a risk very small. Okay, all right. I have no intent on moving it anywhere for at least 6 months. We got to get a track record. We got to get the drawdowns. You know, there's a lot of work to do. What trading platform? Well, it's compatible with TradingView and Michael says save hundreds of thousands of losses. That's good. Thank you. Trading Pit or Thinkorswim? TradingView. That's TradingView or Thinkorswim. And I may at some point in the future make it as a standalone service. You get customer service live, customer service, Cam and Gustavo show. They will help you every step of the way. They've been asked every humanly possible question. Price goes up $500 tonight. The last thing you want to do. Yes, sir.
I just want to interrupt real quick because just on the question that you just answered, I want to make sure people heard what question you were answering. You don't have to be in TradingView or Thinkorswim to take these alerts and trade these trades. That's only if you want to use the indicator yourself. So if you want to install it and use it yourself. But if you just want to take Roger's trade alerts, you can do that in any major broker. Any major broker. So and you don't have to do spreads on these. You can trade these with stocks and options. You can do these.
We trade these with out of the money options. We trade them with out of the money options. So like 2-3 strikes out of the money because we're looking for a volatility move. You know, these are very quick, you know, David. These are yay or nay trades. They're not something. If momentum stops, we're out. You know, we scratch.
Yep.
So very, very, very important. And again, folks, I think you guys are again, this is the last slide. So let me just review. IRA friendly. You could do this in an IRA account. The bonus trades we do are earnings trades, time spreads, or straddle strangles. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at a straddle strangle right now on one particular stock that I'm very excited about. I may give that trade in the next 10 to 15 minutes, actually. And it's going to be a bonus trade, and it's only going to cost $300. It's actually going to cost about $200, this trade. And it's going to be a trade that expires on Friday, and I'm going to give the options. I'm going to give the expiration dates. I'm going to give all that as soon as I get off of this show. So we're going to do that soon. Any questions? Anything I can answer for you folks?
Folks, we're going to close this out in just 2 minutes here. So last chance if you have any
questions.
And
I really do appreciate. We've had so much positive feedback, David. That it just it's
not
really nice.
Unbelievable. It's very, very nice, but it doesn't surprise me because
thank you, sir.
You know, people every single day we get these. You know, it was surprising for a minute a while ago. And now it's like every day we get them. I don't take them for granted. They're phenomenal. We appreciate them. But I just know people are doing this every single day with you. And it's just not a shocker, but it's great to hear. It's great to hear. How quickly do we have to enter? You have till midnight tonight.
I think they mean, I think she might.
Oh, you mean the trades?
Yeah, she might mean the trade. It depends. Yeah. That's the thing, Melinda. With the swing trades, with the official trades, you've got a little time. With the scalps, you got to go right away. But again, they're the trades. Yeah, you got to go. There's no time. There's no monkey. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to let you guys understand this. This program is for me, is very actionable. In other words, I'm sitting in front of 9 monitors and I'm executing trades in real time. Okay. I have programs that are not as actionable. In other words, you could be 2, 3, 4, 5 hours late. This program is not. This program is actually pretty actionable. So let me give you a hypothetical. It's very hands-on. So let me give you when I mean hands-on, it means you got to be around. Let me give you a good hypothetical. I have a Pilates instructor lady who teaches, she lives in Cleveland. And when she has a client, she can't step away, even if her phone rings. It's no good. I have a truck driver. He's driving a truck all day. True story. He's got his phone right here. He's like, this is just, for me, this is just effortless because I can always get to the phone. So you don't have to be sitting in front of a computer doing this all day. You have to be available. So when you get the alert, you will be able to get to the computer right away. Does that make sense? So if you have the kind of job where you do surgeries and for 4 hours you're in surgery and you're not going to check your phone, you're going to miss out on a lot of trades. But if you're available around, that's okay. You don't have to be committed, but you have to be around, okay? And again, that's what the Telegram is so great for. It gives you that ability where you don't have to look at the trades. Also, every time I give an official trade, I highlight it. I do this. Let me show you what I do. Let me show you what I do. I put, let's see. See these exclamations right here? I put a yellow pyramid around 3 of them. Okay. Actually, why am I doing this? I could just show you right here. I'm an idiot.
We couldn't see that. There we go.
Okay, let me show you right here. So look, that's how every pit trade starts if it's an official trade. So all you have to do is wait till you see these, okay, and you'll see it right away. All you have to do. Otherwise, it's just talk or unofficial trades. Official trades always have this. So if you see this, that's an official trade. And ironically, official trades are usually slower than the other type of trades. Okay. Anything else I can answer for you guys? What does slower mean? Slower means you get about 20 minutes, 15 minutes to put it in versus like 5 minutes. I'm not going to kid you. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's when I say a lot of moving parts, not a lot of moving parts, only one moving part. If you can learn to place a trade, you're good to go. But you got to know how to place a trade. And my suggestion would be enroll in the program and take some paper trades and see how fast you can get into placing trades, because you got to get good at placing trades. Okay? Be fair, don't recommend this.
The other thing to consider, folks, is that you don't have to take every trade. There are so many trades in a week with this program that if you miss one, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to wait a week for another trade. So you're going to get another trade that day or early the next day. So, don't worry about it if you miss a particular trade. Don't chase it. Don't get in it 3 hours afterwards. If you miss the entry, don't have the fear of missing out. Just wait for the next trade. There's so many in this program.
And that's one of the reasons. And that's one of the reasons why I post the fill price. I post a fill price on the underlying. So all you have to do is just look at the price. Say, oh, it's run away. It's run away from me. What type of option contracts do you trade with this? I do either 4 to 6 week expirations, or you day trade. Closest expiration, or 4 to 8 days out, 4 to 6 weeks out, or same day, or like this week's expiration. And I explain all of that in great details. And a lot of that is dependent on the trade. So a lot of that is dependent on the trade. Okay.
And Michael, it's you can do basic calls and puts, or if you want to put the spread together yourself, you can do that as well.
Yes, and I show you which ones. And if you do, it's only a debit spread. Okay. Any other questions I can answer for you guys? Best program ever. Been here almost a year now. Been making a lot of money while learning. Can't beat. Greatly appreciate Uncle Roger. Thank you, Anyo. Thank you. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm not doing it on purpose. When you send an alert, add ticker to a watch list, does that mean trade if we wish? If you want to, it's a swing trade. If I add a ticker there, it's a good swing trade, but it's not good for a day trade yet. But anytime I add something to my watch list in the pit, it's a swing trade. It's an official. It could be if you wanted to. Can I do this with debit spreads in the Roth? Of course. I do it in debit spreads in the Roth. I do it in my Fidelity Roth all the time. All the time. A lot of people are still purchasing this. Any other questions I can answer? Yes, you could do all of these trades in your IRA account. I do all these in my Roth IRA account. How much extra is lifetime? It's $14.95, David. Is that correct?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, $14.95. $14.95. Wild Ranger says, I create my own spreads quite often when the regular option is more than I want to spend. Yeah, of course. Perfect. And that's what I want you to start doing. Which one is more profitable, basic calls and puts or with spreads? Dan, it depends. You're going to get more. So here it is. You're going to get more percentage gain from a spread. You're going to get more net from the options. So if you're looking for a huge move, the call by itself would be better. If you're looking for a little move, which is what usually we're looking for, the debit spread is 10 times better. Think about it like this. You buy an option for $2,500, okay? Just hypothetically speaking. The stock moves 50 cents. You make, say, $1 on your option, okay? Well, you just made like 4% return on investment. The same thing, but a spread. The stock makes 50-cent move, and your thing went up $1. You just made like 20%, 30%. So it definitely spreads. The Pro Trader dashboard, David, I'm sorry, I'm going to need your help here.
You're all good. It's $19.95 for a year.
1995, yes. Yes, 1995. And I know they're doing
they can
some
buy that
lifetime-
after if they take the VIP of the pit, the next page will offer them the 1 year of the Pro Trader dashboard. If you're not taking the VIP of the pit, if you're just taking the 1 year of the pit, but you still want the 1 year of the dashboard to go with it, call the number on the screen and they can get you the dashboard at that price. So if you want 1 year of each instead of lifetime of the pit and the dashboard, call the number on the screen. It'll be the $24.95 for the pit, and it'll be $19.95 for the 1 year of the dashboard, and then you'll have both of them for the year. Basically, $4,500.
Yeah, and folks, again, I'm not kidding. Nathan says, beyond receiving the best trades in the industry, Roger teaches how to find these trades yourself. Yes, this is the point of this, is to help you become a self-sufficient trader. The best in trading world, there really is nothing like it. Thank you, Nathan. And you guys can meet Nathan if you have a lifetime. He's going to be here in 2 weeks. You can meet him, hang out with him, and not all, but a lot of these people will be here in a couple of weeks. Okay.
We usually have like 20 people come to our live events, 30 people. When Roger does a live event, it's triple digits. We have like 140 people
35, 135 or something like that. Yeah, it's going to be something. It's going to be something.
Yeah.
It's going to be an event.
We have to get a different place to do it when Roger does.
Yes. So next time we can make it bigger. But this is going to be me thanking you guys for being such loyal subscribers. I'm not selling anything to anybody. I'm just doing an event for all the people who have lifetime events, and it's going to be fantastic.
LK, lifetime of the dashboard is the Pro Trader dashboard is just under $3,000. It's $29.93, I think it is.
Yeah,
$29.92 to go all the way to lifetime on the Pro Trader dashboard. That's in addition to the trading pit.
Yeah, that's I guess okay. Well, anyways, any other questions I can answer? How much of the live event will be recorded? It'll all be recorded, Brett. It'll all be recorded on Zoom but only available for people who have diamond access or limitless access. Yeah, and again, folks, one of the biggest reasons why I launched this program. I want to just explain this for you guys. I want to really take a second and explain this. Do we have a minute, David?
Yeah, we have as much time as you want, man.
Okay. So one of the biggest reasons why I launched this program is to show people, everyday people, what's really possible. Not the stuff that you see other people do, like what is really possible, like some crazy trading. And my reason for doing it was this. I figured that, hey, if I could really show people what I'm capable of, and people can see me doing it repeatedly over time, they're going to want to do it themselves. And when people see me doing something, they're actually going to believe that it could be done. If I told somebody that you can have a 90% win rate 3 years ago, they would laugh in my face. Now they're not laughing in my face. And now I'm showing people, hey, 70%, you could do better than 70. You could do better than 80. You can get up there if you know what you're doing. There's nothing random about this market. And what this has done, it's caused some people to get up from their couch and say, hey, if he can do it, I can do it too. Which is exactly what I wanted to happen, because that's, my friends, that's Darwinism. That's human nature. If you see someone do something, then you believe you could do it too. And if you will never achieve anything until you believe you can do it. Okay. So people can see me doing it, and now they're doing it too. Richie's doing it. Ken's doing it. A lot of people are doing it. And Omar's doing it. I mean, the guy turned his small account into $7 million, and he sent me every trade, accounting for every trade. So, it's possible. It's doable. There's nothing random about the market if you know what you're doing. Absolutely nothing. So it's an alert service. The PIT is an alert service. Pro Trader Dashboard is the tool that I use to generate trades in the PIT, but the PIT is the alert service. Okay. All right, David. Listen, anything else? Any comments, questions? Anything else
There
I
was
can
just
answer?
one other one from Mindy. I can answer real quick. Just to clear up the purchasing process, there are basically 4 steps if you want to go all the way. The first one is a year of the trading pit. The second one is to upgrade to lifetime of the trading pit. The third step gets you a year of the Pro Trader Dashboard. And the fourth step is to upgrade the Pro Trader Dashboard to VIP. So if you go all 4 steps, you've got both the pit and the dashboard for VIP. If you don't want the trading pit VIP, but you do want the dashboard, you have to call the number on the screen. Can't get to the dashboard without going online, without going VIP on the pit. But if you want 1 year of each, call the number on the screen. Okay, says
All
if you
right.
can only afford one of the two, should they take the pit or the dashboard?
It depends. It depends. Are you do you want to do this yourself, or do you want me to do it for you? If you want me to do it for you, then the pit is perfect. If you want to do it yourself, then then Pro Trader Dashboard. Usually, what people do is they join the pit, they see how I do it, and then they get into the software, and then they start doing it themselves. But if you've been trading for a while, or if you're one of those people who doesn't want to follow anybody else, which is fine, I totally understand that. There are some people like that. This is a really, really good opportunity. Really good opportunity. All right.
All right.
All right, David. I'm going to give you the screen.
Okay.
And I want to thank you very much for your time. And I want to
course.
thank Chris and Kane and Emily and everybody else. I really do appreciate this. And folks, if you have any other questions, feel free to email me. I do respond to emails, and usually it's with right away, unless I'm here. It's roger@rogerscott.com. Lifetime of the pit is $24.95 plus another $19.95. So it's $44.95 or $44.90, something like that. And I'm sure David can answer that question for you. Eugene.
Yeah,
all right,
I'll stick
thank
around
you.
if anybody has any lingering questions, for sure.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you later.
Thank
Ciao.
you. Ciao.
Bye, everybody. And thank you once again. You guys are just amazing. I have a really good support system. Thank you, everybody.
Definitely do. We appreciate all of the testimonials in the chat, in the email, all of that stuff. So any other questions that didn't get answered that I can cover for you now? If you're still on the fence about this, take down that URL, rogerscott.com/trading, and the phone number 904-706-3539, so you can call and get your questions answered after we close out. Overall ROI on the pit, let me see what that stat was. We have it. I will get it. Where is it? Oh, I think I closed it. Give me 1 second. Average return, including winners and losers, is 10.6% on all the trades, with just a hair under 95% win rate on 483 trades. 10.6%, including winners and losers, average hold time of less than 24 hours. If you'd like to see a replay of the presentation, you can give me your email in the chat. My team is the only one that'll see it. Nobody can see each other's posts anymore. So if you want to see a replay of this and the roundtable, it'll be one replay. It'll be one recording altogether. So if you want to see a replay of the roundtable with this presentation as well, give me your email address in the chat, and we'll get an email out to you as soon as it is posted up. Obviously, it won't be right away. We're still doing it, so it's still being recorded, and then we have to get it up online, so it'll take a few hours, but we will get it out to you as soon as possible. I'm not going to be able to reply to everybody putting their email address in the chat, reply to you individually, but you only need to do it once. So go ahead and put your email address in there, and we will get that out to you. Again, this is a discount that is ending tonight at midnight tonight. Price goes up $500. And then in the very near future, it's going back to retail, but the retail is just about doubling from $49.95 to over $9,000. I think he said $99.95. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate it. Thank you, Bob. Can they see my email? Because I could see what everybody. So Greg, no, they can't see your email. I've closed it off. Nobody can post to everybody anymore. Oh, I'm gonna close it right now. If you do, nobody can post to everybody anymore. You shouldn't be able to. So if you just put your email in to, it should say hosts and panelists. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Mindy. Mike, you said if we get the 1 year, are we grandfathered at that price? I'm not sure I know exactly what you mean. You mean, will it renew at that price? Is that what you're asking? Will it renew at that price? No. It'll renew at whatever the price is at when you renew. So if you want to lock in a discount for longer than a year, you need to upgrade to lifetime today. And that'll basically mean you won't ever pay for it again. You won't ever have to renew it. But we don't lock in the renewal prices. The renewal prices are whatever they are at the time of renewal. Larry, the money back guarantee for the trading pit is 14 days. The money back guarantee on the dashboard is 7 days. Those are our standard money back guarantee periods for a service versus a software. So it's 14 days on the trading pit and 7 days on the software dashboard. John A., if you want someone to call you, I need your phone number, please. Lillian, to send you a replay, I need your email, not your phone number. John, I got your phone number. So phone numbers are good for calling. Emails are good for replays. We don't text out replays, so we need your email address for it. If you wanted a phone call, then just let me know that, because we won't call you unless you specifically ask us to. We try and respect people's privacy. If you don't ask for a call, we're not going to call you just because we have your phone number. All right. So just once again, quick recap. If you want to get the alerts, which are the trading pit, it's $24.95 for a year and another $19.95 to upgrade that to lifetime. If you want to also have the dashboard software for doing this yourself, which is what Roger uses to find the trades that he sends out in the trading pit alerts, you can get the dashboard for I believe it's $19.95 also. Yep. And then you can upgrade that to lifetime for another $9.97. So you've got kind of 4 steps if you want both things lifetime. If you want the trading pit for just a year and you want the dashboard for just a year, you got to do that over the phone. But that'll be $24.95 for the pit and $19.95 for the dashboard. So upgrading the pit to lifetime is only $14.95, not $19.95. It's only $14.95. All right, Tony, I got your call request here. So I've got call requests from John A. and Tony M. If anybody else was looking for a phone call, hit me up again. I might have missed it amongst all the email requests. I've got John A and Tony M requesting phone calls. Everybody else, I just saw emails. All righty. Well, it looks like it's slowed down here, so we're going to call it the end of the presentation. Appreciate everybody being here. Everybody's awesome support in the chat. You guys are always so great with supporting Roger and your time, of course. We know you could spend it many different ways. We appreciate you spending it with us. So thank you very much. We hope to see you in Roger's next show tomorrow morning before market open. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Good luck with all